Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of the Visuals by Leo Studio podcast. We have a very special episode today. I met this gentleman through this gentleman, so I would love for this gentleman to give us an intro as to who our guest is today.
Oh man, Fransisco, my brother. I met him when we were barely teenagers, and he's multi-talented gentleman that he still inspires me today. He's my very best friend, Fransisco Gonzalez.
Thanks for having me. I think this is where the applause is in the background. Well, thanks for having me, dude. This is crazy. Thanks. I know this is a lot of work to get here, but this is very impressive.
Thank you so much, bro. Thanks for being here, man. And Fransisco, if you're somebody who's local to Orange or Orange County, you probably know Fransisco from one of your filmmaking photography groups. Very active guy, very supportive, very creative. Fransisco, we're all creatives, we're all filmmakers. I want to know kind of what got you into this world. What was the origin story?
The origin story. The origin story is pretty dope. The origins. It all started with my dad documenting our lives. So pretty much, he always had a handy cam or one of those big VHS camcorders.
Camcorder?
Yeah. Literally our whole life. So he documented our whole life. Shot photos of us growing up. Pretty much we still have those photos, the photo albums. So pretty much we're around it. It's not his craft, but he loved, capturing stories for us to check out later down the years. And then I guess there was one main origin story that kind of started it for me. We took a trip to New York. We were doing like a little trip with our old church. We were doing like this event for the weekend. And there was this one guy that was a photographer. He was just doing like the recap, right? What they call them now. Back then it was not called recaps or whatever. But homie was just taking photos, and on the plane he did a slideshow of like the event of the whole weekend. And my dad's like, "Oh, sick, you're gonna do that?" I was like, "All right." So that's where it started for us, for me and my brother, because we kind of grew up at the same time doing all that kind of stuff. Bert, he bought us our first little Sony Handycam as well, little tiny thing, and like those little point and shoot cameras, the Canon Sure Shot, or not like the
something shot. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then also our first MacBook, and that's where it started. iMovie is where it started.
Honestly, it's interesting that you say that your dad inspired you, because for a lot of artists, your parents are against art. They're not the ones motivating you to start. So now I understand a lot of you and your brother's kind of natural inclination to create, like whether it be Fransisco or Christian, when you're sitting with them, if they have an iPad, if they have an instrument, just they're naturally going to create. And I feel like we all have that desire. We don't all have the confidence or maybe enough support around us to make us feel like it's okay to do that. And I think that explains a lot of who you are as Frankie. You're just a natural born creative. When I first met Frankie, we were doing Taco Tuesday with Jojo. And we're all photographers and filmmakers. No one shows up with any filmmaking equipment. This gentleman shows up with a whole film camera and starts taking film photos. And I thought like, okay, he's that passionate. Even though he's making money out of this and it's a source of income, he's very creative. He's still doing this for fun.
Yes, of course. I think enjoying it, like any job, right? If you find the perspective of enjoying it for the love of it, it makes it more enjoyable. I took in film as an add-on just for my creative, what would you say?
Like an outlet,
just an outlet,
a form of self-expression.
Yeah, and something to, just make me be curious about relearning a craft, right? And so got into film recently when my kid was about to be born, just because I wanted to document his life as we were documented on film as well. So pretty much that was like the origin story of shooting on film recently.
I love that.
So it's kind of like me being my dad as
for your son.
Yeah, for my kid. Yeah.
You're paying it forward.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, right?
I love how that comes full circle. Did your dad? You said your dad never did anything for money, right? It was just
he does construction.
Whole different world. So since I know you well enough to know that you naturally want to create, even if it's like a family setting, if it's a I'm with my son, I'm with my friends, I want to create. Was there ever a period of your life where you're like, all right, I gotta stop playing around with these camera stuff and I gotta get serious in life. I gotta start making some money, get a real job. And you did that or spent time away from creativity and you experienced life without a creative outlet. Did that ever happen?
Bro, honestly, no, because I was surrounded by creativity literally since I was 4 years old. The church we grew up in was very like, they wrote their own music and they were always touring and stuff like that. Always wanted to be part of the band, blah, blah, or part of the team. At one point, I was shooting those concerts, and then I ended up performing those, things. And but I was always around people who created art, whether it be music or documentary or anything creative. I just wanted to be a part of that. So that I would stray from that, I don't think so. Yeah, there's been some burnout moments where you just had to like step away, but not fully, because I always had my gear with me at all times. But it's kind of hard to answer.
No, you've answered it. You never been through that. I've been through a lot of that in life, and that's I was wondering if you experienced something like that, because people like us who want to create, whenever that's stripped away from you, and like you said, you don't have an outlet anymore, you suffer.
Yes.
It starts to come out in a weird way. It starts to come out in whether you start to become an alcoholic or you start to do drugs or you start to you're gonna fill that gap with something else.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that you didn't have to go down that route, because if you do, the problem with it is you don't know what's going on. You don't know that it's like a medication for me to create something.
Yeah.
It makes me mentally sane
Yeah.
to create a video or to create a photo or to do something creative.
Yeah, the crazy part with me is because like my story is just like so crazy. Because I knew I wanted to do stuff with music and I knew I wanted to do stuff with video or photography, and I kind of just like went for it since like 17. So 17th, I would say like I got paid for my first gig, still during high school, and then immediately in high school joined a band that we also, toured around the United States. Some stuff like that, some fun indie stuff, which is a good time. It was fun. It was Spanish Christian music, so it was like indie rock.
Renacer.
Yeah, Renacer days. Shout out Nick, Fausto, Johnny. Yeah, we kind of just like, we were just learning how to be a band.
Hell yeah.
Recorded our own albums. I pretty much handled all the creative direction because that was what I wanted to do. Yeah. But also in high school, you do like random video stuff projects, like fake music videos with your brothers or with your cousins. We posted up using cars as our lights because we didn't have lighting gear. So
I always love when people like backlight it, and I love that look.
We would have someone flicker the high beams and we'd do some fun stuff because we didn't have lighting gear, but we just wanted to do fake music videos. So that's kind of like, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint the journey because I've done so much since 17 or 15 is when I kind of got that first MacBook. 15.
Started going crazy with.
I'm 34 now. I'm gonna be 35. So I've been
younger,
at it
bro.
for like 20 years.
Wow.
And so I still love it, dude. I still love it. I love that it also brings people together. Obviously, like this is crazy. Like we got our homie on the side, Jack.
Shout out Jack.
He reminds me of me when I was young, like in the early days, trying to like really do stuff in music. And
I love his work ethic. I love his drive.
Because that's how we were. We were just like, we have nothing to lose. Let's just go for it.
100%.
And living at parents' house, just taking advantage of that while perfecting the craft has always been super. It's been a blessing.
Absolutely. Sergio, I'm going to keep running these. 'Cause I'm very curious, but I'm going to get one more in and then you can take over. But I'm very, very curious. So there in this industry, in life, there are peak moments.
Yes.
And then there's the end of the valley and the bottom and the suffering times of life. When I got into filmmaking, I have these like visions of peak moments, what they would be like. And I always imagine that like I get better at filmmaking. I have a decent camera set up. I'm out with a group of people I just met. Everybody has a creative thing they're doing. And I document it in a way and I show them the video and everyone just enjoys it. And that was like a vision in my head of what a peak moment would be like. And I think 4 or 5 years after starting filmmaking, I was at Huntington Beach. I met a street photographer, and his name is Joe Lyman. He's going to be a guest on the podcast in the future, but just a fascinating character, someone with just enormous talent. He's a very social guy. He makes the most incredible Italian pizza you will ever taste in your life in his home. He's a legendary photographer, and we hit it off. And I had my camera with me that day. Started filming him doing his street photography. We finish up. He meets two of the people he took photos for. He invites us all over for pizza. He lives at Huntington Beach. We all go over, and I'm like, okay, this could potentially be that moment that I envisioned. This could be that little peak moment that I wanted to create. And I take my camera out. I start, filming how he puts it in the furnace and the cheese and everything's flying, and I get these crazy shots. And he's a photographer, so his house is so like picturesque and color. There's a color palette
Aesthetics,
to it.
Yeah,
it's a very vibey experience.
Sick.
I filmed the whole pizza, them eating, and I had my laptop with me, so I edited it real quick.
Nice.
And I showed it to them, and everyone just their jaw dropped, and they're like, damn. And he's a photographer, he's creative, and he loved it. And those two people, they were in like some sort of creative field. I forgot what it was, like marketing or something. And and they loved it. And I was like, dude, this is
Chef Leo right there.
This is the moment that I've always wanted. And I feel it. And like now that I have this taste of this honey, I don't know if I'm ever gonna let go of this, because even though these moments don't come off very often, I'm gonna strive for the rest of my life for these peak moments.
That's amazing.
What's something like that for you, bro? Like what's like, okay, I'm a creative. I picked up all these skills and tools, and like I got this one gig or this one trip or something that happened, and I was like, this is the juice right here.
Pick one. I know you have
Pick
many.
one.
I know you have plenty.
There's so many, huh?
Know this.
Peak moment, I would say. I think when a peak moment would be like when I feel unqualified for a certain project, and like I feel like that. Oh shoot! I don't think like this is way bigger than I envision myself undertaking
on
this project. And then doing the project, there was a certain music video chunk that I did with some big artists and in the Spanish music world, and you're like, why are they picking me to direct it? But I know that I put in the time, so I had that confidence.
You deserved
in the back.
it, but it's the first time you approach this level.
Yes. So and it was 3 music videos in 2 days. 3 music videos in 2 days. So I was like, dang, I don't know if I could do this. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, you're good.
3 music videos in 2 days with this caliber of people. But then, you're there an hour in, people, you realize they're just like you, right? They're just on the same journey, different timelines. So yeah, we knocked out the music videos, and then we knocked out the edits, and they were like, dude, this is nuts. And yeah, the first one got like 1 million views in
1 million views?
Like 2 weeks.
I've never got 1 million views on anything in my life.
Yeah. But they have a big following, so it was easy. But it was cool to see that something I didn't feel like 100% on.
But it happened.
Yeah, it happened, and I still think those videos are pretty dope. Those were, I think, like a year and a half ago. Yeah, something like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sergio, I'm gonna.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Sergio?
Okay, look, I have to keep my composure because I keep smiling. I can't stop smiling, just looking at him, listening to him, right? Because this is my friend. But you guys, you have to understand, Leo, I am a huge fan of Frankie. Huge fan. Like, not even talking about friends or anything like that. It's just his work. I always tell him all the time in the DMs. I'm always sliding in there. I'm like, bro, your work is incredible. Like, it makes me feel like, man, this is something to strive for still. And yeah, like you said, like he goes and he does his film. He takes his camera everywhere. He goes to the Santa Ana photographer hangout, and he's always inviting me and stuff. And I'm just swamped. And I don't even have a kid. He has a kid, but he goes, he does his thing. But anyway, like I have to give you your flowers from the beginning, bro. You inspire me since I was a kid. Your family has always been welcome. Your dad has always been the model. I didn't grow up with a dad, so seeing him, how he treated his sons was like inspiring to me to see. And Fransisco is the reason why I picked up a camera. Wow. I was let go from a job.
I remember the exact text too.
I remember the exact place I was at, the exact song that I was listening to, and then your text came through saying, hey bro, you should look into photography. And I was like, what? And he was already like years in. Yeah. And at 3 a.m. at Best Buy Black Friday on the computer, I got my first camera, man. And then from there, like it just like he took me on, but he's like that with everybody, right? Like he's just he doesn't have any like, oh no, this is for me, only for me. No, like he shares the passion and the love with photography and anything in video with everybody. He took me to a couple music videos that I helped him film. Then I saw the music video at City Walk in LA. I was blown away. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's my shot. That's my shot, whatever. But it was cool seeing it. And since I was young, man, he's been inspiring. He loves everything. He loves people. And I'm just honored that he is a part of my story of how I came up to be a photographer, videographer, and all that. I always say his name first, and then it goes from there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That's huge, bro.
It's super huge because I've known him since I was 11, 12. So I'm 34 now. It's been a long time since we've been homies. So
yeah.
I remember the exact text, not verbatim, but he was like, "Yo, I got this project in mind," and he's literally clearly saying shot by shot what he wants to see in the piece. And I was like, "Bro, you're a director. Like, you should go and film this." Like, he explicitly drew out this vision for what he wanted to make. And I was like, "Bro, you should get a camera. You should go, you're a director." And this was like, he didn't have a camera back then either. And yeah, it's really awesome to see you obviously flourish in your craft too, and like really go for it.
Thanks, bro.
Like you said, like me, I'm never a gatekeeper. Like, I always like to share my resources or share my techniques or anything like that, because like I've met people that are like that. Like, no, this is like how I do things. I'm not gonna share. But it feels weird.
So weird to be around,
and it's not attractive
at all.
You don't attract like the people that you want to be around. And for me, it's like it's easier to give away like your knowledge, your techniques, your sandwiches at my pad. Like he stayed at my house. We had sleepovers. We were like little kids, rode dirt bikes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just better. Life is better together with friends.
Absolutely.
And growing together is like super. I got the chills.
I love that.
One thing too, Leo. I always described Frankie as, so Frankie and my mentor, right? Two different photographers and all that. I always described the crazy uncle and the regular uncle. Frankie was the crazy uncle.
Yes.
Like when I first got into cameras and everything and editing, I remember one time I was at his house and I'm there just trying to learn. And he needed to go to the restroom. He was editing something on Premiere. He goes, "Play with it. I'm going to the restroom." I had never touched Premiere.
And Premiere looks like a pilot cockpit.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time ever.
Yeah. I exactly. For the first time ever, I'm there. And I felt like he just picked me up and he said, "Swim." You know what I mean? On the 8-footer, swim.
So you just deleted everything?
I didn't touch anything, Leo.
Yeah.
Because he came back and goes, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "Nothing, bro." I didn't want to ruin any. I didn't know there was a backspace or whatever.
Controls,
yeah. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
So any little button, I feel like I was gonna mess up. But it felt that way. It felt like he just got me and threw me. But that's one way to learn. And I did learn a lot from that. And then I got with my mentor, which we'll talk about later. But he's more of like step one. You know? But yeah, Frankie's always been like, "All right, here you go."
And that is uncle energy.
Gritty.
Yes.
That's uncle energy. Like, it's love, but it's like you only get exposure. You only get real influence from your uncle for a limited amount of time. Like other mentors in life, they extend throughout your career, but your uncle is like the first 15, 20 years of your life. And then you see him sporadically throughout the future. So I feel like they give you a lot and they push you because you're not going to be young forever. You're not going to be taking risks forever. They're not going to be available to give you time forever. So thank you for being his uncle, bro.
Of course, dude. It's always a pleasure.
No, thank you for sure. You could have praised so many different things about Fransisco. You could have talked about his photography. You could have talked about his eye for color, but you talked about his character. And I love that you open with that, because I believe the moment you enter an industry like a freelance filmmaking, there's two routes you take. And they start off with an experience. You jump in, you make a big investment, and then you have an expectation, but you realize that reality is not there,
Right.
and you're terrified. And that fear will either turn you into I want everything for me. I don't want to share because no one else, because I can barely make it. So why would I want to share anything or teach someone something? I'm just trying to make my clients and pay my bills. And if Fransisco comes along, I don't know what he's going to take. Maybe he learns my trick and people don't book me anymore, type of thing.
Yeah.
Or you walk in, you experience that, and you see those people that I just described, the messed up ones, and you're like, that's exactly what I don't want to be.
Right.
And I feel like, I'm sure there's a fork in the road somewhere where you said, I don't want to be like that. And you're a great example of what you can be, even in harsh circumstances. limited resources, a lot of competition, a very scary industry, you can still be a good person. You can still give back.
That's true. Yeah.
You can still be generous. You can still teach, and I love that about you. And he has he's had a lot more time with you to experience that. But even in the limited time that I've known you for, I have, like, the first thing you did, you put me in that group, bro. You know how much money I made just by being in that group, getting hired by different creatives, or maybe just learning something from somebody. Like, those little things that you're offering, they go a long way for people. And I always say that if you don't believe in God, just become a freelance filmmaker. And 2 months in, if you have bills or something, honestly,
Dude,
there's nothing as
That's
spiritual as becoming a freelance filmmaker.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
I have become a different person ever since I became a filmmaker. I'm more humble. I'm more kind. I'm more understanding. I'm more compassionate.
Amazing.
I'm more generous. And I have now I depend on God, because there are times, especially in the beginning, where I did not know where next month's rent is going to come from.
Yeah.
And that connection I built with God is unmatched. So I love that you are somebody who's taken that path and you've continued in that. And now there are fruits to that. And I appreciate you for that. What is, let's say the future is like super bright. You make a lot of money. Everything lines up. Life is amazing. Like, amazing. What does the next 10 years look like for you?
I guess whatever. Well, I guess, dang, how do I answer that? It's pretty big. I would say, like, trying to stay humble and honest and authentic.
Not lose your character
to
throughout the
myself.
process. Hell yeah.
I think that's like the main takeaway. If I don't become an asshole.
Kind of hard, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry for cussing you. But I rather still be a good person and lead with compassion and share, continue to be sharing what I've learned throughout those next 10 years, right? Because there's always going to be someone that's 10 years younger than me that's trying to get into either the craft or learning to deal with people. Because people skills transcends whatever career
100%.
path.
100%.
So whatever I can impart on the next generation is like, that's what I look forward to. Maybe in 10 years, I have like a nonprofit that is investing in young kids learning this craft. And
bro, that's just amazing that you say it. Like, even with success, you want to give back. Like, if you ask me that question, I'll be like,
I'm in the Bahamas.
Yeah, in the Bahamas.
Well, that too. I mean, that's one of the write-offs, right?
Well, the foundation is in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know that book, The Millionaire Next Door? I feel like that would be Fransisco. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that he's a millionaire, he's rich, whatever, because he's still going to be the same guy walking around the streets with his camera, still creating, and it doesn't matter how much money he has or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Because it doesn't, because it could all go away the next day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know LA is like the spot in California that is the artsy, is like where people go. I feel like there probably is the most density of cameras and lenses and lights and microphones in LA. Then LA is the most camera dense place, maybe in the world. I don't know. But I do still feel like, as a creative, I don't derive any inspiration when I'm in LA. There's a lot going on. It's a city. It doesn't look the best. It's just really a wreck of a place. Like a lot of parts of LA are really messy. So even though you'd think that you're in the mecca of filmmaking and Hollywood, and you'd want to go there to get inspired, you want to be in LA to get inspired. I'm not inspired when I go to LA to become a filmmaker. It doesn't inspire me. But for me, there are other, like, if I go to the beach, I get very, very inspired. Like, I love colors. I like the feelings you feel when you're at the beach. I like the way people connect. I like the shadows, the contrast. I like that you have so much going on.
The beautiful women.
The beautiful women, absolutely. That's a place that really inspires me. What do you feel like is a location, a place, maybe a vacation place you've gone to?
Maybe a place that recharges my creative
yes.
spark.
What is that place for you?
I think the biggest one, it would be Joshua Tree at sunrise.
Wow. Yeah, I can only imagine that.
Because you leave your house at 3 a.m. We're 2 hours away. You probably have to get gas. So that would probably be somewhere in the middle, unless you gas up the night before or charge your electric car.
Yes.
And then you get stuck over there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But in California, we have the best sunsets, right? By the beach, we have the best sunsets, but we also have the best sunrises. Go to Joshua Tree, 6 a.m, or whenever sunrise is. It's like a beautiful hue of red, pastel, pinks, with a little bit of dark purple in there, all mixed in together. It's probably the most recharging place for me.
Yes.
And it doesn't cost you it doesn't cost you a thing other than gas to get there and maybe some snacks. So I would say you should try it.
Joshua Tree.
Maybe we all
Very cool.
do a photo.
I am
video
so
walk out
ready
there,
for
you know?
anything Joshua Tree related.
Yeah, it's badass.
Even if we just go get it, like if everyone's free for a few days, we'll get an Airbnb. We split it. We go just stay there for 2-3 days, have fun.
Just the same way you asked me to be co-host, man. Don't say that if you're not gonna do it. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
I'll give you this experience. We took 3 cars, like 10 of our friends.
Not us.
Just to
not
go-
us, Leo.
So we're not.
you.
So
This is not you.
we're not friends. There's 10 people that
10
are friends,
people. 10
but we were not
people.
even.
Three cars, dope.
10
Okay, we get
people.
it, Fransisco.
10 people, not you guys. Not you guys.
10 acquaintances.
Have you been to the dunes that we have out here?
Where?
It's like 4 hours from here.
yeah.
It's like the best
like
dunes.
Pismo Beach. Or-
I actually haven't been to those,
Okay.
but it's over here, Imperial Sand Dunes. So it's
Never heard of them.
It's east from us. That's a sunrise you need to experience as well.
So are we going south towards San Diego
Southeast, yeah, southeast,
and inland, like towards?
it's close to Mexicali. So
Okay.
So if
Okay.
you have your papers, it's ideal. There's
hopefully-
a checkpoint. There's a checkpoint. So if not, we'll put you in the back sleeping. Yeah. So we got to work around. But beautiful lookout point. Parking's right there, accessible. But that sunrise, it's the same hues: the reds, the pinks, the dark purples, the whole view of the dunes. You
Yeah.
feel like you're in Aladdin.
Absolutely.
Is
know,
that where
like-
we did the music video over there?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we did the dunes over there. Yep, the music
Yeah, it's
video. I've done a
beautiful
few
there,
music videos over there because it's just
So
so
beautiful.
majestic. No one has it over here.
Yeah,
So it's our own little Sahara desert.
I
would
love
say.
that.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned like a nature place. There's so many places to be inspired. Some people feel inspired in Universal Studios. They see like the productions they create and
Or Disney?
or Disney,
Yeah.
Or Disney.
right? That inspires them.
Yeah.
Or not if you can't afford Disney.
Yeah, you get inspired. You save a lot of money, and that inspires you.
Yeah.
But I love that you mentioned nature because I do feel like one thing for sure that I get from nature is color, right? Like this, I can put any backdrop in the studio for our particular podcast. I like to have it as blue, and you know why. Why would that be? Why would I have this as teal?
Because of the sky.
Yeah, because the sky, and then our skin tones are more orange-like,
Yeah.
and it's a teal-orange
Color
look, which is
contrast.
color contrast.
Yep.
And the color, you have a color wheel. If you choose any 2 colors that are opposing each other, that's how you get complementary colors, which is naturally the easiest way to get a pleasing combination of colors.
And it makes you more handsome.
And it makes me look better. So as me being slightly orange or like reddish, the blue being behind me is the most beautiful color contrast. This is scientifically very aesthetically pleasing, but also inspired by a sunset where instead of my face, it's a very beautiful orange sun. And then behind that is a beautiful blue sky. I love Joshua Tree because of the color palette there. The green, yellow, that whole type of vibe is very interesting. I also feel like I get a lot of inspiration from, I've never seen aurora lights in my life, but
Oh, never either.
when I see them, even just the little videos, I'm like,
Yeah.
the color, even though it's a random event and it's
Yeah.
gases and the sun does its thing, but it's so beautiful.
Yep.
It's
The greens, the purple, dark purple. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
that's God's art.
Yes. Yes.
Like we're trying to emulate. Everyone wants teal orange to the point where like experienced filmmakers will kind of like make fun of you for using it because it's so overused, but it's overused because it's so beautiful. And that's just God's sunset. That's his way of, and it's beautiful that God has a lot of qualities and characteristics. He's generous. We try to be generous. He's kind. We try to be kind. He's an artist.
Yeah, the simplest way why we're creative is like we're creative because of our creator, right?
As our creator.
And so that's why you ask like, well, why are you so creative? I think it's just in our DNA.
It's in our DNA to create.
That's just it.
Yeah, and I always like to I go on National Geographic and I'll try to find examples in nature where animals are artistic, which you wouldn't imagine like they would have enough brain cells to think about art, but they do it. So there's certain birds called bowerbirds in the Amazon, I think, where when they're ready to mate, what they'll do is they'll create a very elaborate nest, and they will go ahead and grab like very rare colors that you would not find in nature. So there's like certain shades of blue and certain shades of yellow that are not common, and they'll capture things that are of that color, and they'll put all the blue things in a pile here, and all the yellow fluorescent yellow things and all the green things there, and the nest is in the middle.
Wow.
And they'll wait for the female bird to come, and that's like their way of like flexing on the bird. Like,
Nice.
look what I can do.
So that's why you built this nest.
Yeah.
huh?
So you guys are. Oh my god. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm single, to be honest. This
Yeah.
whole studio is just. I'm trying to meet somebody.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We're looking out for our boy Leo.
I'm not an app guy. So yeah, I make a studio for that. That's just my way of expressing
Second
myself.
podcast. Phone number here, phone number here.
I'm gonna start putting my phone number straight up.
I think I have a prospect for you, but
Yes.
I'll send it your way.
Well, if it ends up happening, I can be like, this is our origin story, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Built this nest.
This was the moment. This episode will be my wedding film.
Hey, this is a good first date for you.
But I feel like that's
Just podcast right
I
here.
feel like
Let's
it's
just
too
talk.
intimate.
You get a little coffee. Hey, let's just talk. And
yeah. And then I have it on camera, and then
then-
I have a whole thing for my wedding film. I'm always thinking about wedding films. I want to have like, I feel like if I'm gonna approach someone, and I don't know about love at first sight, and I don't know how effective or it works or not, but if I ever one day meet someone and I feel like, all right, she's gonna be the one, and I still haven't approached her, I'm gonna find a way to put a lav on myself,
Oh boy.
Hey.
record the experience of the moment I speak to her, and not let her know, right? And then on the wedding day,
It only sounds creepy
Yeah, it does.
before you get married.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I
yes,
mean?
yes.
yeah, but
After you get married, it's like, oh, that's cute.
that's cute, yeah,
but at
yeah.
the moment, you're like, oh,
Hey,
Leo.
that's kind of creepy, dog.
super undercover shit. But well, she sees it now, so we're
Dude,
kind of screwed. But
That's funny, though.
But yeah, I really want to have a crazy wedding film, dude. Like I want to have a
I do see
tear
it.
wrenching.
Yeah.
I want to have a story. One thing I
see it. I see it,
yeah,
dude. I see it.
One thing that limits the wedding films is we're only filming one day or maybe 2 or 3 days.
Right.
But a love story is years in the making, and a lot of times we try to incorporate some old stuff in there and like little sound bites of how they met, but we don't always get a chance to tell the whole story. And
Yeah.
for myself, I'm gonna be able to do that. So
That's amazing.
I'm about to drop a dope like Netflix style wedding film.
Yeah, I love that. So people rent the podcast studio, please.
Please, because we gotta, yeah,
Fundraising for this film, you know.
fundraising for the relationship.
yeah. That's cool, man.
Frankie, I do want to pick your brain. We're gonna go back to
yeah. Let's do whatever.
to being nervous and stuff because we were talking about. Before,
I'm nervous right now.
Are you really?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So before we started, we were talking about how like I was telling Leo, you look great, you look composed when you're doing your thing, and he's like, but bro, I'm like, my heart's pounding inside. I'm like, I'm the same way. So seeing that you were saying you get nervous when it's like a big project, and you were like, oh, you know, like is this something that I can do? I want to know your process before you get into that project, and then during you when does that feeling go away where you're like, I could do this?
I think it's a healthy feeling to feel that nervousness, because then you don't rise to the challenge. I would say, if everything was easy, why do it? Kind of. I think we're addicted to the challenge of anything. So I think that feeling of nervousness is good, even though you put your reps in. Even though like an NBA player, they train their butts off to perfect the free throw, but then when it's time, you get fouled. Now they really got to show up and hit the bucket. And sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. But I think
gotta
it's
take
just
that risk.
repetition. It doesn't go away. Your nervousness doesn't go away, but I think with repetition, it helps you navigate through that. Helps you put not the front that everything's cool. It's more like, okay, I've been here before. I know what to do. But the feeling's always going to be there, I think. So,
And when does the confidence kind of like take over? Once you're like the day of, you're shooting and you're still doubting it or you're still feeling that nervousness.
I guess for me, it depends on the project, because each project gets me nervous in a different section of it. Like, okay, for example, we did this video for my friend Crystal. I've been doing her music videos like since 2020. We did this project on a basketball court. And I was like, dang, I never lit a basketball court. I don't know if I have enough lights to have a basketball
I'm always
court.
afraid of like an outdoor type of pickleball court or a
Yeah.
tennis court.
This
Luckily,
was indoor.
this was
though.
in,
Yeah.
Oh,
luckily
indoor.
it
I
I
was
know the
inside.
exact one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I hit up all my homies. I knew what I wanted to shoot, but I didn't know if I had the resources to do so, because also the budgets were like very little. And so I was like, okay, what can I do with what I have? and even if I don't have a profit, right? It's just like try to make something super dope. And then I guess I got nervous. I was like, dang, I don't think I have enough lights for what I want to do. Like, I guess you could be super ambitious on certain projects, and you're like, maybe I'm biting more off than I could chew, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is just too big of a project and it's not going to come out sick. So luckily, couple hours before, I had a friend, hey, I'm bringing you some lights. I was like, oh, sweet. That's exactly what I needed. Just those extra lights set up. And yeah, I think, and then one of my V-mount holders for my gimbal broke. So I was carrying the V-mount under my armpit that whole shoot doing gimbal shots to power up my camera monitor and stuff like that. So I was like, so you're triple challenge right there. Like, oh, dude, holding this, directing, telling people what to do, coordinating with dancers as they do their dance choreography, making sure that they get highlighted as they would like to. And then so I think halfway in, I think after our snack time, I was like, all right, we got this. But yeah, nervous like the whole day, couple of days before. And then in the edit, it was just like super fire. Every shot was great. Oh, yeah. And I was like, dude, no one's going to know that we struggled that day.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. I had a homie trigger the lights for me. I wanted to do some lighting effects with my phone. So I was like, yo, hit this on the beats. And so Abe Osorio, co-director, he produces all her music as well, her husband. And he was just hitting the lights for me.
Would you say Abe Custodio?
Abe Osorio.
Abe Osorio.
Abraham, but we call him Abe.
I think I follow him.
Yeah, he's super dope.
Yeah.
And producer of the year, of the decade, of the century.
Let's go.
He's just so good. And so pretty much had him on the lighting trigger, and it came out super sick. And yeah, in the edit, it's probably one of my top videos for sure, top 5.
Yeah, and in
execution.
In film school, man, they taught us that 90% of this whole thing is hustle, man. It's just hustling.
Just go for it.
And just hearing him say all the struggling that he did that day, the ambitiousness, he didn't have the resources, but he came up with it. If you watch that, it's incredible, man. That music video is amazing. I watch it and I go, how did he pull it off? How did he do this shot? This is so awesome. Like, obviously it's Fransisco. So to me, it's like, this is the high quality. This is Frank. But still, I still question, it's like, how did he, you know what I mean? And then just hearing the whole behind the scenes stuff, it's like, dude, he struggled, but he still made it happen, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had 2 PAs that were like, yo, I'm going to be there. I'm gonna, you lug around stuff. I'm gonna set up lights with you. They all bailed. One's like, oh, I got in an accident. And then I saw him partying and his stories. Like,
shout him out, bro. Shout him out.
Nah, I never invite him to my shoots anymore.
There you go.
But that, we do struggle with people that are not, how do you say, they don't honor their word. For me, it's like, honor your word. If you're not going to be there, just don't tell me you're going to be there. That's it. Don't bail out like 30 minutes before my shoot.
Yes.
Type of thing. Because then I don't have enough time to hit up someone else.
Right.
to hit up someone else. But yeah, I'm sure you've had many shoots where someone says, hey, I'm going to come through.
Yes.
Doesn't come through. I'm sure you as well.
I don't know if I can ever get over an experience like that. I don't know if I'll ever forgive them.
They're on my never hit up for a gig list.
Yeah,
I have a good list of.
If anything, and maybe I'm being brutal with this, but I feel like if let's say X, like I hired him and it was clear that there wasn't an emergency, and he was very irresponsible with the communication. He didn't show up. Not only will I not hire him, but if anyone else hires him, I'm gonna be like, bro, be careful. This thing happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I feel like unless that person goes out of their way to communicate enough to resolve this issue, then they don't deserve another job.
Right.
I mean, you hurt people.
Yeah. My biggest one, I'm always busy, and I appreciate you still reaching out to me, because Frankie reaches out to me a lot to go to like events and stuff. I kid you not, man. It's just there's weddings and thank God I'm busy with weddings and stuff, but it's like whenever there's a weekend where it's like it's 4th of July. I think you told me about your backyard thing and all that, and then just a random gig came up all the way to San Diego. But I always do tell him,
which is
hey,
sweet.
Francisco, this happened. Look at this text. Look at this, and he's like, all right, bro, next time. But I appreciate it, bro, that I'm not on that shit list yet.
Yeah. You're good.
I'd love to be on your good list.
I don't hold things personal to those that I have a long history with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
different.
know enough about them to know that that doesn't
Exactly.
represent who
But
they
we're
are.
not in the 3-car, 10 people Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's you gotta show up 10 minutes early to every gig for 10 years straight.
Well, you know why I don't? It's because the only time I hang out with Sergio is if I book him. So I have to pay.
You gotta pay for his presence.
I have to pay to hang out with him now.
Hey, I would never say no to that
it's
relationship.
Rare, so it's rare that we're hanging out right now.
This isn't the first time somebody has said that. It's so funny to me, but it's true. It's sadly true. And it's not on purpose,
Hey.
obviously. It's just because it's a wedding and he hooked me up and we get to hang out. So, but I appreciate every moment that I do end up hanging out with you. It's an honor, dude. I appreciate it. I'm telling you, I had to keep my composure because I look like I'm in love with him. In the beginning of the video, I think I just smiled through the whole first 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's okay to cheese.
He's a
with your
special
hand.
guy, man. He's a special guy.
You gotta.
I love
cheese
my
for the
brother, man.
homies.
He's cool, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And about that you're talking about fear, and like when you on the outside you look like you have it all under control and on lock, but deep inside you're going through anxieties, you're going through certain nightmares about how things can go south. And I have these nightmares with the podcast, and I was yesterday I was thinking like, what's the worst thing that could ever happen on a podcast? And I think it's like me asking someone something, and then they look at me.
They
and
punch
like,
you?
Yeah, they punch me, or they're like, "What kind of question is that?" I'm done with this shit, and they just storm out.
Hey, that'd be pretty dope, though.
Wouldn't that be like a nightmare experience?
That'd be a good reel.
You know what's crazy? Saying
that'd
it,
be a good clickbait video, dude.
It'd be a good clip, but saying it out loud, it's not that bad. But that goes to show you that a lot of these scenarios that we play in our head,
Right.
they're scary in your head, but they're only in your head, and they're even if they do come to reality, it's not that bad. Like the worst thing is not that bad. And another thing about fear, brother, I've been through phases where I wasn't creative, and I was living boring phases of my life. And there's one thing in common with every one of those phases. I was never excited about anything in that phase, but I also wasn't afraid of anything in that phase.
Nice.
I didn't have anxiety. So
you were in like a lull of just like
nothingness.
nothing.
And now I learned something, and that's that when there's fear, there's also excitement.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you're in a state of fear, if you're afraid of the next thing you're going to do, if you're afraid of your next project, that means deep inside you're excited about it, because you're thinking deep inside about how if this turns right, I just did something that I've never done before, or I don't know if I could have pulled off. So there's of course a balance. You don't want to jump so far out of your league that you take on a project that crushes your ego and it takes you months to recover, or sometimes you might quit because you did so bad in something. But at the same time, you do want to be taking those steps. You do want to feel afraid, because it rewards you. You're going to be rewarded with a boost in your confidence.
Yes.
An improvement in your skill set. Can we talk about like a really bad experience that you've had?
I have. I mean, I've been shooting for 20 years, so I have everything.
You have a catalog.
A bad experience. Let me do a funny one. Yeah.
Okay, let's do
a
funny
one. Let me do the most random funny one. Got booked for a wedding. This was maybe 10 years ago. I was helping a friend shoot his gig. Shout out Jake Gray. I always shoot for him.
It's a great name.
Super nice, huh? Jake Gray. We shot a wedding up in Temecula, Secluded Gardens. You know that spot. I guess they were informed that it was going to rain, 90% chance of rain. And no one took precautions after that. You know. Anyways,
Yeah.
so we go pull up. Literally, it's on the ceremony, it's just rain. Luckily, I was chilling by the DJ. I was like, I'm not going out there. I'm not going to ruin my camera for the shot. So luckily, I had a 7200.
Oh, you got it.
I just stayed with the DJ. He had a little like 4x4 little tent for his DJ setup. I was like, I didn't know they made them this small. It was just a small like little pop up. And then, dude, it looked like scene in Jurassic Park.
Because it's a foreground.
Yeah, dude, it looked so sick as far as a video. But everyone was getting
Drenched, makeup everywhere,
everything.
Oh man.
So obviously that led to people drinking a lot. Just
Just to smooth out that experience.
Smooth out that experience. I could say this story now because it's been like, I don't know, 10 plus years. People were getting super drunk. One thing just escalated to another thing. Saw a groomsman slide down this hill. I was like, this guy's gonna get hurt. Broke his ankle right at the bottom of the hill. He was like the mud. He just slid down. He didn't drop his beer though, but he cracked his ankle. Which was crazy. So they carted him out, and then after that was reception entrance time. And so the bride was just like her dress ruined, bro. And then the groom was dancing with her. He was super lit.
This was
And
with his
this is
ankle
at
broken?
a wedding. This is at a wedding, dude.
No, with his
that was
ankle
a
broken.
groomsman.
a groom.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
Now this was the groom dancing
Okay.
with his first dance.
Okay.
First dance. Homie's like super drunk.
Yeah.
Like he was like, love you, which was cute, you know.
Yeah,
like,
right.
But he was like kicking her dress and like stepping on
Because
it.
it's heavy now.
Yeah, it's heavy.
wet.
Because it's huge, so they
Yeah.
couldn't do like the rotations.
Oh, I can only imagine how heavy a dress would
Yeah,
get.
so that was like, and then it escalated from there. Let's just all the food got ruined because they didn't prepare.
Man.
Oh,
The
so even
tent.
the venue wasn't, not just the
Yes,
vendors,
just they didn't prepare for
the rain.
the rain. So all the food, chicken got ruined and meat and all that stuff. So they served everyone baked beans and bread because I guess that was the sides.
can make it
I
up,
was
yeah.
like a camp, like that.
Yeah, right.
That was
Damn.
like camp food.
Yeah.
So that's like another fail, and then the cake. So they were about to cut the cake. She grabs a cupcake, throws it at his eye. He's like, "Oh, my eye!" He grabs a beer, cleans it with the beer.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like, "Oh, my eyes!" And then he grabs the cake that they just cut, red velvet, and threw it at the bride, all over her dress, dude. That was crazy.
Oh
Shout
my
out
God.
Jake, though.
Wow.
That was like the most memorable experience.
But did
at
she
a wedding.
take it? She was having fun with it, like when he did that. Oh, she did. She wasn't. Okay.
She had it by
yeah,
that time.
by that time. Okay.
Just because everything escalated, it was just like
Yeah,
too
right.
much. And I'm not gonna go into speeches because it was
It was
really
just a
bad. It
mess,
was
a
a very bad
wedding.
speech
Yeah. Yeah.
session. But that one I will remember for
Oh my
ever
God.
and ever.
And
What
is
about
there-
you?
Is there any
Anything like that or what?
I don't, not yet. I don't think I have enough
that.
experience to have like an experience like that. But I do want to ask, just for my safety in the
Yeah.
future, is there any precaution you take when you go into a wedding in case it's going to rain? Is there like a cool umbrella?
I found a bag,
Okay.
as just like a trash bag. I got it from the people that run the catering. I was like, "Hey, you guys have a plastic bag?" So I just like
That's smart.
Tape-
So
I just
God
taped
forbid
it.
I'm in a
That's
scenario.
what I've done before.
I should have tape with me at all times,
Yeah.
and then just tape a plastic bag onto the. Okay.
yeah.
Well, Leo, if there's a 90% chance of
90%.
rain before the wedding starts, you're gonna be prepared. You already know how you are. The venue should have been prepared.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
90%. It sounds like the DJ was prepared. He
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
his stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that kind of.
But how
sucks on
do
that
you
end.
cover your stuff?
I
Uh,
have
no,
I
go
have
ahead.
sorry to add on Amazon. I bought this. Sorry, Amazon. Like, I there's this little hot shoe umbrella where I bring on like super hot days or cloudy chance of rain
Right.
type of days. I just put on the hot shoe and it's like a little umbrella that covers
Really?
the whole camera.
And it doesn't shake the camera with the wind or anything?
Nah.
You put yours on?
Yeah,
and
you
then
put yours.
one on your
And put the
camera.
camera on,
Exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
a done deal.
Done
yeah.
deal.
I always think about, I bring umbrellas in my big bag, like 2 or 3 big umbrellas, but I always imagine how everyone's going to look at me when I show up and like no one expected rain and I'm just like, and I'm ready and the bride is trenched and I always imagine that it's going to be a selfish moment. So I carry extra umbrellas, but
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that actually.
Yeah, it's great.
Having like a precautionary kit for like your customers, I guess you would say.
yeah.
But dang, anything can happen on a
Anything
shoot.
can happen.
Absolutely.
Now I know. You know.
So long as it's not a fire, I always hate those little sparkler things that they put on the exit. You know how they do the sparklers
They
exit?
very rarely do it now.
they do.
Yeah, very rarely now.
Yeah,
They
it
don't.
scares me because like the
Yeah.
dress looks like it's gonna catch fire like this, and I'm so terrified. And it's happened before where there's a candle or something. They were taking pictures, and some of the a little bit of the dress caught fire, and I'm like,
Right.
dude, that's like a nightmare right there, dude. How are you gonna stop a fire? But it's very negative. Let's get out of that.
Yeah. Next
next topic, next topic.
Next topic.
Sergio, what do you got for me?
I mean, it's still pretty like early. I think it was COVID. It was before COVID, like a week and a half before COVID. We had a runaway bride. Yeah, in New York. So not only was there a runaway bride, but we flew over there to go shoot a wedding.
Wow.
It was also like my birthday week, so I decided to stay because I wanted to enjoy New York, love New York. And we woke up the morning of, and my buddy got a text from the groom. Hey, she's not showing up. She's not answering. She's just not. And we thought he was joking because I guess he was like that with him. I was there to like second shoot, so I didn't really know him personally. And he was like, oh no, he's serious. Like, she's not showing up. And I was like, what? And cut to the night of, we went to go pay our respects. So we went to the venue, and yeah, only half of his family was there. All the wedding vendors were there, aside from us, because I guess, you know, we do the photos and videos. There's nothing fun to capture at that when that happens. But the ice cream people were there, the DJ was there, the food. So everyone was there, and we were just like, I guess, hanging out, just paying our respects, I guess. And then we never found out why she did it, but it did definitely suck for everybody, you know what I mean? And me, I was beginning to do it, so money for me is like a necessity at that point still. But that's the selfish side of me. You know, like, all right, am I still gonna get paid? I mean, I just booked a whole week in New York.
It costs you money, so
you know, I paid a whole week. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, so but
that's
but yeah, so that's like the worst thing that happened for me in the wedding industry. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm trying to think of the worst.
How about this? I want to jump to something. So as filmmakers, our source of income is obvious. Like, we do events, we do corporate shoots, we do brands. And then in every industry, there's always that small group of people that came up with a way to just disrupt the industry. Kind of like bookshops. And then Amazon was like, we're going to sell books, but we're going to sell books on a website. And let's come up with a way to
disrupt
the industry in a way where we're filmmakers, but now, like, it's a different level of income. It's a different level of scaling. Like, you could scale it. I feel like what we do is not scalable, man, because it's always us. It's always our clients. It's always, we're shooting these weddings. What is something we can do to just have like another level of business where like we run something from a distance type of thing? Is that even a possibility?
Yeah, I think it starts with finding a problem and then introducing the solution to it, or finding like a want and also providing that product
that solution
that fills that.
So one thing that comes to mind, right? Everybody wants to make content.
Yes.
We want to make content, and a big part of content is like talking about it, having a nice setup for it. I was thinking the other day about like a content farm. Maybe not call it a content farm, but like a content shack, or like a facility, a big place that's
content sweatshop. Is that better?
Yeah,
content sweatshop.
that sounds like it. Huh?
A big warehouse split up into like little segments, and then it's every one of them is isolated. You build like a mini set for one person, and it's a place for them to come and film things. And there's no editing involved. We just give you it's professional audio, professional lighting, and we send you the folder that has the video that you shot that day, and it's at a bit rate that someone can use on their iPhone. Do you think that's a real thing? Like, would that be a?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and
but you see a limitation somewhere. I felt it in your eyes. I don't know.
I think the limitation is finding the place, and I guess taking the risk to create the place, right? Because
that's probably like a $200,000 investment, like,
at least. But I see it as like what is it, the Robin Big, the house, the Fantasy Factory. I think of it like the Leo's Factory. I think something like that. Content farm.
What do you think about the idea?
You're milking content.
Elaborate just a little bit more.
Okay, so for example, like, let's say I wasn't a filmmaker.
Right.
Let's say I was a real estate agent. I want to make content, right? At the end of the day, yes, I can go on YouTube and try to learn how to use a camera and what lens should I buy, what camera should I buy, what mic should I buy, do I need a pre-mat? All those questions result in just decision fatigue, and you end up not doing it, or you do it at a much lower standard than something I can put together in like 20 minutes. So we have the ability to create a visual, acoustically controlled environment that will produce a very beautiful image and at the same time really good audio. At the end of the day, a lot of people can use CapCut to edit the stuff, but we provide you a space that's ready made. Not only does it provide you with the professionally set environment, but it provides you with a space to do this stuff, kind of like a gym where you can have a home gym, but it's still part of your house and you're probably not going to use it to make stuff or to work out because you can get bored of it. It's like having a pool table in your living room. People use it for 2 weeks and they never use it again.
Right.
Or a jacuzzi inside your house. So I'm thinking like a place I'm going to this place once a week to make content. Now it's part of my schedule. It doesn't have to be a hassle. I don't have to find a way to schedule a time, or if I have a baby, I have to go take care of the baby. Now it's like I'm at work. I'm in the spot.
I see what you're trying to communicate. It's kind of like hosting a place where you can film your talking head A-roll, right?
Yes.
And then they can add their B-roll or hire you to shoot the B-roll for their videos.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
I think the limitation is only like a lot of things. You have to kind of show an example of
Show an example, yeah.
It's like, how can this benefit the average Joe that sees what you're doing, but like, is it really that easy? Is it? And then for them to actually see like, hey, it's this easy. Just come by.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's
Don't
it.
you think that because it's filmmaking altogether, it's going to advertise itself? There's always in every industry, there's a person that takes risks and tries new things.
Yeah.
There's going to be one real estate agent in a group, in a corporate of people that's like, dude, John, how are you making this crazy content?
Right.
You don't know, like right off, in Old Town Orange, make a right here, make a left there. It's a whole place where you walk in. It's, for example, $80 an hour or something very affordable that everyone can afford. You walk in, you have your own space. They have a coffee machine. They have a cafeteria. You go in and you just make content. It's perfectly quiet. I go in there. They have a teleprompter. I can type everything in. I bust out all the stuff that I want to read, and I have amazing content. You don't like the idea, bro?
No,
just tell me.
No, I like it.
I like it. I know what you could do. Like, let's say, for example, you're tailoring it to a real estate agent or real estate agents. You can change the background color, all that kind of stuff. But you have like, the intro one is like you have 3 go-to scripts, and you just coach them. Hey, just read this.
Yeah.
Now you have like your intro to content. If they like it, then you're like, okay, though we can be more specific to you. But you make some general scripts.
Yes.
That you can tailor it to
Maybe
a niche.
help them creatively as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like what's the alternative? What problem am I fixing? What's the alternative to this? If I was this real estate agent or a dentist or a chiropractor, to create that level quality of production, I have to hire a filmmaker.
Yes.
That filmmaker is going to charge me a lot because he has to be there in person. He has to lug all that gear there. He's a freelance filmmaker. He's running a business. It's just so expensive. I feel like the set is already available. It's a different business model, so I can afford to offer you it at a much more affordable rate. Guys, how about let's act like this is a good idea?
Yeah. No, fantastic. Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm on Shark Tank.
No,
he's like the Mark Cuban, get the hell out of here. I would not invest a dollar.
I'm the optimist. I see positivity.
For that reason, I'm out.
But yeah, I wanted to put that in the universe. Maybe in 2 years, this actually happens, and it's a dope idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you guys are gonna regret not pitching in. All I want is $1,000.
Yeah, that's cool. Because a person like me can be like, hey, what's up, guys? This is Fransisco. We're here, blah 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 blah, and this is what I could offer to you. Or here's the top 10 tips of how to turn on a camera. Press on. Put on a battery. It's on. Plug it in. It's on.
Yes.
So someone could come in and do that type of stuff in whatever niche, right?
Yeah.
And then
in every niche.
You add your B-roll from iPhone footage or whatever it may be.
You have a content creator. You can afford a content creator is a lot more affordable than a filmmaker.
I see it, and I think you should go for it.
Bro, we're all filmmakers. We can read the room. Screw this shit, bro. I'm not talking to you about ideas.
I see it too.
I see it, bro.
But people need to see it.
So I have to spend the $200,000 for you.
Yes, exactly. The content.
So how about this? We're going to do an episode. We're going to do a recreation of this where this is a Shark Tank makeup.
Yeah. I love
I'm going to pull up. I'm going to have a client ready.
Yes.
Who I created a mini mock-up of this experience.
Perfect.
And I'm going to have him speak on behalf of me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm asking for.
Amazing.
That's
Amazing.
it.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, I'm always thinking about that. I feel like in every industry, yes, it starts off with a passion.
Yes.
But we have to start thinking as businessmen. I feel like depending on, I gotta be there. I gotta film this. I gotta edit it. I gotta market, and then I have to take these leads. I feel like that cycle. Yes, you'll live a good life. You'll make money. But what if there's more potential out there? What if there's more things that some people have not created that they didn't know that was possible? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I go through that too. And so when I get overwhelmed with stuff like that, I'll go back to the religious stuff is I leave it up to God. And then whenever things happen like this, like meeting you, hanging out with JoJo, everybody collectively, I take a moment while you guys are talking and stuff. I take a moment to look back and I go, okay, God, you're bringing us all here for a reason. We're all creative.
What's the purpose?
We all have a niche that we love to do. How can we band together to create something that will give us that freedom that, as business people, be able to have some sort of income and then also continue to do what we're doing? So I
Absolutely.
just put all my apples into God, and I know that He'll just work it out.
And there's nothing more reliable as a way to approach business or life than what you just mentioned.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. And I think we're in a good space of like the friends that we have, that we're not like leeching on each other. Like,
Not at all.
It's not like that. But there is people that are in those type of circles
Relationships.
where their circle of friends are just like, how can I use you for my benefit? And I think with us, it's kind of like, oh, well, how can we encourage each other to really go get it? You know,
100%.
like whatever it may be.
It's literally why I love this group.
It's a different mindset, different perspectives. Obviously, what we bring to the table is it's good.
Absolutely. Well, I hope this stuff like simmers in the back of our heads, and maybe this community that we have in Old Town Orange, maybe we become the startup that like it's a group. You know how you read those stories, like this company started in California with a group of blah blah. What if we're the next thing like that? Like we create this revolutionary thing in an industry where you think there's nothing new that you can do. We found a way,
Right.
using our community, using our abilities to band together, all our creative experience and insight. We put it together and we create a new product, a new thing to offer the community. And at the same time, I like to think about other filmmakers. Like I don't want to create something. I don't want to be what like DoorDash does to a restaurant. Like I don't want to be so successful in an industry that I kill the industry and now I'm taking over. I don't want to be that. Like I want to be clear about my ambitions. Is like I want to be. I want to evolve the industry, and I want to make our lives as filmmakers better. I want us to work on ourselves because, yes, we're busy doing work, but sometimes we have to take a step back and do more work on the process of working, how we work, what we sell, what we do. And my thing was going to be education. I wanted to start like an online course, teach filmmaking, maybe that type of thing. And that's a great way to start passive income. And I'm still thinking about doing that. I also have an idea where I want to do courses for other professionals. So just like we're thinking about this, there's people in other industries. There's a plumber out there that has like 30 years of experience, but he's limited to his hourly rate. He can never do anything more than that. I think that there's so many beginner plumbers out there that need to learn what this guy has. He doesn't have the ability to broadcast all that information to a mass audience. We have the ability to film everything he does, show the technical details of what he does, and market everything so that the newbies get to learn about it.
So here's my question: do you know that plumber?
I don't.
So no, wait. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Now you have a podcast now, and we've been interviewing a lot of people, and you can interview that plumber one day, maybe, right? And then next thing you know, you learn about them, and then you're starting to get to know the people that you feel like could be a great
teacher, educator.
Exactly.
I love that's
like
a great
the
way to-
theater yesterday.
I love that.
Nicole.
I'm always thinking about ways to benefit from the podcast, and I didn't think about that one. Like, yeah, this will allow us to vet through different potential clients that can work with us on projects and things like that. What do you think about that, Francisco?
I like what you're saying, and I think it's just the hardest part is taking action.
It's
right?
actually doing it. Ideas
That's
are
the
so
hardest
easy.
part.
Yeah, there's a $1 million idea is so easy to have.
Yeah.
But like 1% of people actually take the risk and do it.
And it goes back to like, oh, we sometimes feel insecure or like daunting that like this big dream that you have is too big. But I guess if you trust God, like why wouldn't it work out?
Absolutely.
And so I guess Leo, you got to go get it, dude.
Yeah, I want all of us together, bro. I want all of us to be part of like a huge success story, because I don't think this is very common, bro.
No.
Where you have a bunch of creatives with good intentions, generous hearts, and in California, and like a place where people. I heard other filmmakers that live in places like Seattle or on the East Coast. They say they have a California color grade. There's a certain color grade they add to their footage to make it look more California-like.
Wow.
And they're like, filming a wedding in California is cheating because the lighting is just so good. The sun, everything
That's
looks
true.
so amazing. And we live in a place that's very conducive to art, bro. We have like I'm very thankful to live in California.
It's the best.
It's the best. It's the best food.
I wrote a song called California's the best.
Does it go like California love?
Nah, California's the best. That's all it says.
That's probably the one song I haven't heard from yours.
Yeah, it's the first
I still
one.
listen to that quarantine one that you made.
Hey, the California.
That's so
that was
good.
clean.
You made a quarantine song?
During
It's in Spanish.
quarantine, I just put myself in this. I was already in my
In the zone?
producer learning how to produce era in 2018, 2019. And in 2020, I was like, you know what? I want to finish this song. Ended up finishing like 20 songs, bro.
Wow.
And I released 20 songs in like a year and a half. So 2020, 21.
Wow.
I need to finish some more, but yeah.
I want to do a song, bro.
Yeah.
I want to make a song.
Let's do it. Let's do
You
it.
can sing.
I'm actually really fast because since I don't know a lot, it makes me just like
Very confident.
very confident in what I like. So I'm very like, I just follow the taste that I have. And like, I guess, for example, let's say a lot of people that don't know the technical aspects of everything that you know,
Going on.
you need to do this.
Yeah.
Not knowing makes it easier to
take action.
To take action.
Yes.
Because I feel like you paralyze yourself knowing too much.
Yeah.
Yes. So well said, bro. I love that you picked that up. Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a clip, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a clip.
No, I love that you mentioned and you said it so well. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think when you have too much information of a certain thing that you want to learn, it just makes you
Overcomplicates things. And that's why I like to always hang out with like younger people.
Yes.
People that are still new because they're
Yes.
like, yeah, let's go take on this project. And I'll be hesitant. And they're excited. I'm like, well, if he's excited, why am I not excited? I've had more experience than him. And yeah, hanging out with youth is amazing.
It's essential, bro. That's why I like imparting what I know with the next gen, because it's like a cycle. I get re-energized by reminding myself that that's how I was one time. You know,
Yes.
like being eager, curious, learning, and just like the curiosity makes you like go and do what you want to
because
explore.
you can go out there and do the same shots that you take, and to you, you're like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then you're with a young person and you take the same photos and they see it, they go, whoa,
I love those reactions.
that's incredible. And you go, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
guess I know what
I've
I'm
been
doing.
doing
Yeah,
something.
this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, because that adds to like, I guess how he said, like, I have a caliber of quality that I always bring, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm barely like I'm not progressing in like
how much better
majestic
it
it could be,
It could be.
because I'm used to already being like,
Right.
you know, my quality being up here. So I feel like for me, how would you say, I'm used to doing dope stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he's not cocky at all.
No.
I don't know what you think, but he's not cocky at all.
I'm not, but I'm saying like I'm used, because I've been working at this craft for 20 years, so
Yeah.
I'm used to knowing
Being
like my
the
A to
dopest
Z.
guy to ever do it.
I just love what I do and I'm good at it.
You are. No, honestly, you really are. I know you're very humble, but you're really so good at what you do.
And my thing is sharing what I've learned. That's like I get more excitement for that than doing this stuff.
Absolutely. Francisco, for this, I don't know who our audience is yet. I haven't really done that analysis.
We're in episode what, 5?
5. But for the creators that are watching, how can they find you, and what kind of collaborative projects should they reach out to you for?
Well, you guys can find me online anywhere at Cisco Gonz on Instagram, or
Can you spell that out?
yeah, at CISCOGNZ, or my new marketing agency, GNZ Studio at gnzstudio.co. Yeah, we just launched this in February or
Love
March.
it. I love the way it looks already.
Yeah, so my wife's a graphic designer, so she helps me with all the branding and cool merch that we have on the way.
Hell yeah.
She's also a very talented artist. Maybe it would be good to get her on here.
Absolutely. Would love to.
Yeah, and share her art and stuff like that. She's super sick.
Yeah.
You guys can find me all around Orange County.
And what am I reaching out to Cisco for? I want them to know, like, okay, this certain thing came up, like, oh, that's a Cisco thing.
Yeah, I would say the best thing to reach out for, where you can find me is, or why would you want to reach out to me is to be a friend. No, I'm kidding. I don't want no new friends. Just kidding. You guys can reach out for any photo, video questions, or if you need services, I also do that. Or if you just need an extra hand at any project.
If you have a business and you want content, I saw what you're doing with the coffee company. Really nice stuff.
Ape Coffee.
Yeah.
We're doing some big things here.
Really nice stuff. He's good at like creating an agenda, putting together a schedule, creating like a little like a storyline that's not one video, but over the course of videos, developing a brand image. And I think that's one of the really dope how you do that.
Yeah, we're really focusing on really polished storytelling, content creation. Pretty much short form is the future, vertical videos. So that's what we're specializing with these brands. I also shoot for this other brand called Brims. They do some really dope active hats.
Hell yeah.
They're trying to get into different niches. Right now, they're just in golf, but they want to hit different markets. So we're planning some stuff there. And any other projects, music videos, I'm always open. And
And where are you located?
I'm located here in Fullerton, but I'm always all over OC.
I see you a lot in Old Town Orange. I see you a lot in this
I
area.
love Old Town Orange. It's just like, it's just so good here.
Yeah. And if you're just inspired by art or just love the way aesthetically things look, just follow Fransisco, man. It's
Absolutely.
awesome, man. His work is great. I'm always telling him his work is just inspiring. Again, I just can't say enough things about his work. I've always told him you need a ton of eyeballs, bro, because your quality of work doesn't match the amount of eyeballs that you're getting. It should be way more. You know what I mean? Especially after all these years.
Likewise with all you guys. Leo, he's killing it in the visual space.
Thank you.
Killing it and making a space for people to create their stuff.
Thank you.
And then
man.
also Sergio killing it in the space.
We do okay, but you do dope shit, remember?
Yeah, we do dope shit.
Next level stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today, bro.
Yeah, it's been fun. We could do it again. I have way more stories, but
yes,
it's a good intro.
It's a good intro.
Yes, we're gonna have you back for sure. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah. I feel like we could fill up this whole place with like 20 mics.
Yeah, I actually want to do that.
That would be sick.
I want to have like maybe, but I just have to buy more lights.
Exactly.
Leo wants to bring a chef in. So.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Let's do it. That's clean.
I love it,
cool,
bro.
man.
I'll use the bathroom very quick. I got to figure out a problem. I'm ending the podcast because I have to use the bathroom. I want to keep talking.
No, bro, you could have like
Just dip?
Yeah,
So?
we could have just chatted about you. You know,
Me and him.
Just roll it.
we could have the extra
Bro,
host.
honestly, roll it. I think keep going.
Go to the restroom.
Go to the restroom.
No, like just.
Yeah, no, I know it's still going.
All right,
Go to the restroom. Go to the
Get back into
restroom.
it. No, please, like, do you?
All right, guys. So I'm the new second co-host. We got our homie Jack. I want to introduce him. Come. We got the next generation of creatives right here.
Look at Francisco. I'm gonna go to the restroom. I don't think I need to be here.
Yeah.
He just took over.
Sergio's the next generation of hosts right here. What's up, dude? Where you from, man?
Oh, I'm from Anaheim, but I grew up in Orange.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Jack, microphone right in front of you, right here.
Huh?
The mic. We have it right in front of you.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring it in, bro. Bring it in, bro. Don't be
Yeah.
shy.
He's got a nice, cozy voice.
And this is why he's the most experienced generation.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure they can hear you, man. The
You're
people
right,
can hear
yeah.
you.
It's crazy. Like we know the good old days now.
Yeah.
And now we're at an age where we can say, dang, those were the good old days.
Give me some
And,
stories.
and
that,
right now he's living the good old days and he doesn't know
it.
yet.
Right.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
But you know what? It's funny because a lot of I watch a lot of podcasts, and a lot of people that are successful, they say that some of their most favorite days are when they were broke or when they were younger.
Mhm.
They didn't know what was going to happen. And I think it's because once you reach a level of, I don't want to say the word, but like you reach a level of success where you're like doing good, that you look back and you go, man, I miss sleeping on the floor, having, you know what I mean, no
Yes.
bed, or I miss just like
The struggle.
figuring out how to make a couple bucks just to go on a date or on the movie. You know what I mean? Like I miss those days. Those days were great. And sometimes me and Karina, we have a bed, we have everything. We have a nice dude. Sometimes we just knock it on the floor just because that's just what we like grew up on.
To
man.
remind you, yeah.
man, it just feels good. It feels nice to be in a smaller space sometimes. But yeah, man, give me. I'm gonna give you a story that I remember when we were younger. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how we just friends, young, sleepovers, this and that. I remember I was asleep, and you and our very good friend Weddle.
Yes.
Obviously, when you're with your friends and your kids, if you fall asleep first, something's gonna happen.
You get pranked.
Something's
Damn.
gonna happen. And I remember you guys messing around with me, tickling my face,
Tickling.
and I wiped whatever that tickle was.
Shaving cream.
Shaving cream. All on my face, shaving cream. I was like, oh my gosh. And ever since then, I know not to fall asleep first.
Yeah, that's good.
But I was always the one to fall asleep first. I was,
That's the good old days. So
That's
those are the
good
good old days
days.
that
You're a little goofy guy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a wild journey, man. Just goofy, just developing the craft and just having fun, you know?
Yeah.
Just having fun.
I also remember the day your dad got you. I think it was an iPod, and this is when like iPod was barely
Dang.
coming up.
Yeah.
Like it was
Do you
the
remember
scroll,
those?
Yeah.
the wheel one, right?
Yes,
that,
yes.
that very popular one.
Yeah, the chunky one.
But you opened it and it was an apple.
no, yes. I got pranked too
Yeah.
by my pops.
Your dad, man, has always just been.
Maybe that's where you get
fun.
it from.
That's where we got it from.
Yeah, and then obviously he ended up giving you the. Yeah, it was like, oh
So
man,
good,
you just
so
got an
good.
apple. Yeah,
That's cool, man. Hey, Jack. So you grew up in Orange County.
Yeah.
And what got you into this?
Man, actually, I went to Orange High, so down the street. So this kind of crazy being here. You know, I used to come out here when I used to ditch school. You know,
To downtown?
yeah, to downtown.
Nice.
Yeah. So
sorry, mom.
sorry,
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Yeah. So you know what's so funny? Like they had this little editing like class in Orange County. Like I was a senior. You know, it was an editing class, and I used to. So I bought this like $5 computer
Nice.
out of a yard sale.
Wow.
You know, and then like it still has some old information from the previous person. So I was like, delete your girlfriend's photos, you know, because I was like 16. I was like, I don't want your girlfriend's
yeah,
photos
yeah.
on my computer, and then I restarted the computer because I figured you could do that. And then I pirated Sony Vegas.
Wow.
I pirated Sony Vegas. And then-
LimeWire? Or,
Sony Vegas 5.
but did you pirate it, what, a Pirate Bay or LimeWire? Or?
Bro, I was so young. I just looked up on YouTube how to pirate like Sony Vegas 5. Like back then, it wasn't like, you know, like how
Yeah.
it is now. Like, you know,
Sony Vegas. What is that?
Sony Vegas 5 is like one of the editing
Dude,
software.
this is- yeah.
It's
Old editing stuff.
Old editing software.
okay.
That's why that wasn't really secure because it's just like old, you know?
Yeah.
Then what around what year was this?
This was like when I was like 14. So that's when I
14.
first started editing.
And how old are you now?
25.
25? Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, like what, like 10-ish,
Yeah.
10, 11 years ago?
Yeah.
10, 11, that would be what?
2014?
Yeah.
That's when I started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when, yeah.
And then I got
damn.
proficient at it. And then when I was a senior, I took this editing course. And then I did like a video for the first day. And the teacher was like, that's the whole course. Like you literally did like the keyframing. You literally did the screen, the blending.
Wow.
You literally did,
Nice.
you know? And I was like, okay, cool. And then so I let that go.
Mhm.
You know, I graduated, became a computer science major.
Wow.
You know, I became a computer science major.
In college?
Yeah, and then I failed that miserably. You know, with my FAFSA money, I can say it now because I switched over to filmmaking. With my FAFSA money, I bought a camera instead. I was like, textbooks.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I was like, textbooks? Nah, like the government gave me $2,000. I was like, I'm gonna buy a camera. And then so I switched over to filmmaking. Like I told the counselor, I was like, yo, I want to be a filmmaker. And then she looked me dead in the eyes and she was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure about that? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, do you know the business in filmmaking? It's not profitable.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, no, like I want to switch today. And so I switched over. And then in math class, this guy was like, he was like, oh, I'm looking for a cameraman. And then I was like, oh, like I literally just bought a camera last week. Like God's timing, you know? And then so that's like how my career kind of started. Like, you know, yeah. And then like over time I bought my MacBook, you know? Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
From your FAFSA
Yeah,
check,
I bought a camera. Yeah.
you got
I
your
didn't
first
even know-
camera.
yeah, I didn't even know nothing about cameras too. I just like that's like we were talking about, like, you know, people get so in their heads about buying
Yes.
gear and stuff like that. I was just like, that looks expensive, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah.
You good, man. You good. You
Yeah.
good.
No, you're good. Yeah.
We got our host.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's insane.
yeah, so I got like it kind of fell into my lap, you know. Yeah, so that's how it went.
What was your first paid gig?
My first paid gig, it was we did this interview with is an artist called Gus Dapperton. You know, I was a
Oh, yeah. I know
Yeah.
Gus Everton.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That was actually my first bit production.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, so we went to the observatory in Santa Ana.
Okay.
And then it was just one camera, which was my camera that I bought, and then the journalist camera he was interviewing, Gus Dapperton. And then he had this this is a funny story. He had this like aux, you know how you could stream audio onto a device?
Yes.
Yeah, so he had this little thing, and he was like, take care of the SD cards. I took out the SD card and I lost it. You know, it was a big moment for him too. I lost it.
Oh man.
And then I was just like, he's like, oh, do you have all the SD cards? And I was like, yeah. And then I double checked and I was like, dude, I don't have the audio.
That's
You
what
know?
you get for deleting the girlfriend's photos.
yeah,
Computer.
that's true.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
super
I don't have the audio, bro. Like, I'm so sorry. We kept looking and looking. And then like, It was like those small SD cards that it just fit in your pocket, and I just kind of found it. So I was thanking the Lord. I was like, I remember I was praying. I was like, bro, like please give me the opportunity to find this, like, or the chance. Yeah. So
have you ever?
That was like $50 though.
Oh,
it was a big artist, but it was like $50
more than me.
Yeah,
$20 for me.
Hey, for the
My first gig. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Dang.
I got $200.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Dang. What the heck?
It's a documentary.
Yeah.
Have you ever? I guess this goes for both of you. Have you guys ever formatted a card before importing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This happened recently, actually.
Oh, boy, recently.
Yeah, I don't want to say any clients because I kind of had to lie a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah, this happened recently. Yeah, I called them up. I was like, yo, like I accidentally formatted this card, like, and then like the client is asking for the footage. I was like, I don't know what to tell them. Yeah.
So Elmer has built us like this anxiety
Yes.
that still hasn't gone away, which thank God, but being late is such a high anxiety for us that he taught us. And SD cards, do not touch my SD card case. They stay at home as long as the project hasn't been done. Yeah. So no,
Oof.
Every single gig that I do, the first thing I do is back it up, and then I leave the SD card on the desk
until you finish it.
Until I finish it, then I go over it, format it. So any card that's on my case is ready to be formatted.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
knock on wood again. You know what I mean?
You have formatted a project before or no?
That hasn't been.
No.
Dang.
I have.
Oh boy.
Back in the days, man, the good old days.
The good old days.
I was doing behind the scenes
That's
for
scary, bro.
I was doing behind the scenes like little recap for a music video shoot for Megadeth. Big metal band. And I got home and I got home late and I was like, hit format. And I was like, did I just hit format? No, I deleted everything before even plugging in the camera to the.
Please tell me your emotions at that time, dude.
I was just like in shock because I was tired. I drove all the way like past like Simi Valley for the shoot, and
you know what I picture is like that technique in film where like you zoom in and you're backing up at the same time. That
vertical effect, that crazy one. Yeah,
my
that's how it felt. If
yeah,
and I was like, no way. Like I literally saw my hand in slow motion hit confirm on the format, and I was like, why am I doing this? So it was like a weird
out-of-body
experience.
experience.
It was strange. It was very strange, and yeah, I had to lie that
it was the Lord. It was the Lord,
camera,
bro.
Yeah,
you filmed something that wasn't.
It was just like it was the band. it was a western.
Oh,
it was a
okay.
western. The band was doing like a western short film with like monkeys and stuff. Like
so this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the excuse? Do you remember?
I told them like the card got corrupted. And he was like, oh, I got the best software to recover. I was like, I don't think you can recover this. And he's like, oh, bring it to me. I was like, nah. And then I just ghosted him.
Oh,
damn. He probably could have recovered it, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably. But
you got paid?
no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was me trying to like shadow directors. It was me in the beginning stages, like when
so
I was
you got
like
on
19.
his shit list.
Yeah. I got on that list. Exactly.
Never reached out back.
Never got invited after that.
Oh my gosh. No, that's scary, man. That's a big anxiety fear of mine.
Yeah.
And even still, like I'll back it up on Dropbox, I'll back it up on a hard drive, and I'm still looking at it, and I still get scared that if it's gonna be gone or not. But luckily, no, man. Nothing has happened like that before.
Dude.
Yeah, I have drives from way back in the day, man. So I mean, I say this, but I hope it doesn't happen. But if I have like a couple that I shot maybe 7 years ago, it's like, hey, can we get all our footage? I probably do have it. It's just a pain in the butt to go and look for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we do have it, and it's all because he just taught us very well. But it's an anxiety that we just have. That's a good thing, I guess. Yeah.
Having a good storage process. And just learning that is very essential.
Yeah.
Especially for our craft.
Yeah.
Like when we started, well, I guess we all kind of started. Well, you guys started at the same time, but me, when I started, hard drives were super expensive. Now it's cheaper to like just go buy a drive, have something to just duplicate, have your files in 2 different areas and make sure like you're backing up stuff. It's cheaper now, so it's you got to make it a habit. Like you said, like you guys got a good process to handle your guys' footage. I like that process of leaving those cards there.
Yeah.
until the project is done.
Like right now, I
That's
have a wedding that I haven't worked on because they just haven't paid their balance yet,
yeah.
and it's gonna be a year, maybe a little over a year. I have those SD cards wrapped up in a napkin, just right there. Even though they're saved in 2 other drives, I still have them there because the project's not finished yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I can't touch those SD cards until that's done.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's smart.
That's crazy. What's been like a fun project you recently?
Fun project.
Well, you told us about the beginning, how you started.
Yeah, you started.
Let's talk about what you're doing now, because what you're doing now is pretty big. So how
It's pretty
how
fun.
did you break that? Like, how did that door open for you?
Yeah.
And what are you doing now?
I feel like when you think about fun project, I feel like I think about the pressure and stuff like that. I find that kind of fun to me. You know, there was this one shoot. So I shot a music video with Big Sean, and The Alchemist. You know, like my
Alchemist is old school hip
yeah,
hop.
it's so old school, you know, and it's like it's super big, you know. It's like, you know, I shot this music video, and then Sean wanted to tease a song at the end. You know, he was like, "Hey," he texted me. He's like, "Hey, come to my house at 7:30." I was like, "All right, cool." Like, you know, so I come to his house at 7:30, and he's like, "We're gonna shoot merch for this music video." You know, like we made a merch for this music video. So he's like, "We're gonna pull up on Larry June and The Alchemist." You know, so we went to this hotel, like this Beverly hotel. I can't even pronounce it. Like, it's just like,
Just fancy.
yeah, it's so fancy, you know. It was like 1 a.m. We pulled up, and it just felt like a fever dream, like driving the hills, and you know,
Nice.
driving the hills felt like a fever dream. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot this merch, you know. And then we get
with like no prep. You
yeah,
just
with
like
no
going,
prep, yeah, literally. So I shot this, and then I kind of like pitched the idea. I was like, yo, it'd be kind of cool if we actually like shoot the video with Alchemist, since we're gonna see him. You know, he was like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So we got there, we shot the merch. It was already like 3:30 a.m. And then I'm like, you know, I'm young, you know, so I'm asking the Alchemist. I was like, yo, can we shoot a music video with you? It was like 3:30 a.m. And then he was just the nicest guy ever. Like he gives me like uncles, like, you know, like, oh, that's like I'm asking an uncle, you know, that kind of vibe. He's like, yeah, anything, like, yeah, let's do it. Just send me the address. So we texted him the address. It was, of course, Sean's house. You know, it was already like 4:30 a.m. You know, I'm prepping up for this last minute shoot. You know, we don't even have the concept. We don't even have the idea. You know, thankfully, you know, I was with Nassan. He's a rapper. He's a director too. He's super creative. You know, you should check out his work. You know, and then Nassan was bouncing ideas. I was honestly kind of burnt. Like, you know, like it's like 4:30.
4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. and stuff like that. And Nassan was just like, oh, like, let's just do a void, you know, like a void, put a black drop. Cause I've ordered stuff for Sean, so I ordered him a black drop so you could have it at his house.
just to have.
Yeah, just to have. And we're like, okay, like, you know. So we set up the black drop in this movie theater room. You know, we set up one key light. I just had one light, you know. Like no tuning.
No
like
effects,
it's just
nothing.
no, like you couldn't, like, you know, it was a
Right.
it was a G,
It's either on or off.
yeah, it's a cheap light I got from Amazon. And I was like, I put on the talent, and this backdrop is like 5 feet. So I was like, I'm putting 2 artists right next to each other. You know, we did like 7 takes. You know, we did 7 takes of both the artists. You know, me and Hassan directed it. You know, and you know, it was just so funny telling like the Alchemist and Sean, like, yo, scoot together real quick. You know, all right, let's just have Sean. You know, and then like that music video. I actually didn't say it, but that music video was gonna come out that day.
Wow.
So it was 5 a.m. and then we finished up shooting, you know, shook hands.
Deadline.
Yeah. And then I was in the dining room, and I was editing this music video with VFX, you know, on my MacBook. I was like, my house is 2 hours away, you know. I was like, I'm not going home, like, you know, like I'm gonna submit this and I'm just gonna go home. You know. The pressure, bro, like, you know, like I said, like I think sometimes I thrive over pressure and stuff. I can become more creative, because sometimes when you're just like, you have no pressure, you can't think, you know. You're just not obligated to think, you know. I feel like time kind of goes, you know. So I gave Sean 2 versions, you know. He, like, you know, so it was 6 a.m. at this point. I edited till 7 or 8:30 a.m. and then I knocked out, and then I woke back up like at 10 a.m. So it was like 2 hours of sleep. So I pitched him 2 versions. I was like, hey, this is a version where, like, you know, it's a carousel. This is another version where it's kind of like it goes through, you know, like it's
just a variation of the videos.
variation. And then he's like, bro, I love it. Like let's finalize it. I love it. Like, when, like, you know, he was super. I was happy, you know. I was like, thank God,
Yeah,
you know?
like, whew.
Yeah, and I loved it too. I was like, I hope he loves it, you know?
Yeah.
And then so that's one of the stories.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the funnest stories. Like, bro, they're just driving through the hills, asking one of the biggest producers of all time to fucking shoot.
Yo.
You know, he so nice, you know?
How did you feel in the moment, like knowing? Did they tell you the deadline before you went to the shoot?
I had so much anxiety, man. I had so much anxiety, like, you know, the fear. Like, bro, like, this is a concept we haven't even thought. Like, I'm asking someone to shoot a video where we don't even have a concept yet, you know? I had so much fear. But, like, being around creatives, you know, like, you know, talking to Nassan, you know, he bounced ideas, I bounce ideas back, you know? It helps a lot when people are just, like in the zone too, you know, like, and
In
people
the flow
are,
state.
and people are nice too. Sean's nice, Alchemist is nice, you know.
Yeah.
This is when the whole like there's enough pieces to the pie for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I'm glad you're doing that and not us, because I'm not that young to be there at 1 a.m. till 5 a.m. doing all of that, dude. I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you got that because it was meant for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's my idea. It's like that was meant for you, and I'm glad it all worked out. But I don't know you. I know you just from today, right?
Today.
So you skipped that. You're already working with Big Sean. So what I'm trying to say is,
How'd you get there?
What door opened for you to get to where you are now, and how are you doing right now? How's everything going after that?
Like on how I met him, or are you talking about like how I got to?
In general, like those are big names.
Yeah.
So
because you went to Gus Dapperton at the observatory, but then how
for $50, and then now like you
$50.
skip to I went to Big Sean's house.
Yeah.
Where's that gap? What happened in that order for you to get to there?
I think I feel like growing up, it's always like, for you guys as well, I'm pretty sure it's just like, you know, like pitching yourself to people, you know, like, and obviously having the skills to back it up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can't just pitch yourself to anybody and just not have the skills to back it up.
Good.
There was this, so I honed my skills over the years, you know, I kept learning YouTube University.
YouTube University, that's huge.
You know, and then so working with the artists like that, you know, like, obviously knew I had to come in with some like creative ideas. Like, you know, he's obviously surrounded by a team, you know, amazing people and stuff like that. You know, so I ordered one of his merch from his last album, you know, and I noticed I got it first from everyone else, you know. So like I was like, I got my merch from before anyone else, because I saw on Twitter everyone was like, yo, like, where's my merch at, you know. And I was like, oh, I have it. So I was like, okay, like, let me make a promotion, you know.
Awesome.
So I made this fire promotion.
So you did a spec ad pretty much.
I did a spec ad pretty much, you know. And then I did my research on who's around this artist. I was like, okay, like, you know, there's this guy, shout out to Vito. He's my mentor, you know. I was like, okay, like, Vito hangs out with Sean a lot, like, you know. So I tagged him on the spec ad, you know.
Nice.
And then he texted me like the next day. And then I was like, he was like, hey, you in LA? And my heart dropped, you know. I was like, yeah, I'm in LA. You
knew what that text was about, huh?
Yeah, but at first I thought I was gonna work with Sean already.
Gotcha.
You know, this was 2 years before I worked with him.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh, like, he's gonna ask me to do something for Big Sean. But no, he asked me to do something for another artist called Sonny, because he was a manager.
Cool.
And then so, you know, shout out to Sonny. Like, so I did a music video for Sonny, and then I did some visuals for him. And then, like, over the course of the years, like, our relationship grew. And then and I consider, you know, so that's like I had to wait 2 years to actually work with them. So it wasn't just like an overnight thing. You know, I honed my craft, and then I feel like my mentor trusted me more. And he was just like, one day he was just like, hey, pull up to this house. And that was his house. Yeah, so it's
Dang,
like,
that's insane.
great.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
So what I get from it, it's kind of what I tell a lot of creatives. It's like, create the work that you want to get booked for, right? Then that's kind of like what it started to be. Like, he wanted to work with an artist.
Yeah.
You shoot something that's an artist would like, and that's how it started for me. I wanted to work with music video directors, because I wanted to direct music videos at one point. So I went to go shadow directors and did behind the scenes, but shot some scenes as if I was doing a music video because to show later on, like, this is what I could do.
Yeah.
And
I think what separates a lot of us from other people that are in the same field is that we see an opportunity and we take advantage of that opportunity. Like, for example, Frankie was in a music video and he's all like, hey, let me pretend like I'm shit, like, this is mine, right? And then you did that. You got merch first than everybody else,
Yeah.
and you're like, let me make this promo.
Well,
Me, when I started YouTube, I got an electric bike that broke the record for Indiegogo. No. Is
fastest
it?
fundraising.
Yeah. The fastest fundraising. It's kind of like Kickstarter, but it's another one.
Indiegogo, yeah, I
Yeah, it's
remember.
Indiegogo. Yeah. So, and I was one of the first ones to get that bike.
yeah.
And I filmed an unboxing and all that, and it was like my most viewed and everything. And then they gave me a bike. I went to their grand opening. Like it
That's
blew up
crazy.
my YouTube channel. But it's because the
Yeah.
same thing. I saw
Yeah,
that I
opportunity.
was, and I saw an opportunity. I took advantage of it. I was one of the first ones. And then it just it went, great from there.
Yeah.
So I love that you saw that and you're like, hey, let me try to make something happen. And then your
Yeah.
mentor is already, plugged in.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got that text, that's awesome,
That's
man.
huge.
I
Yeah.
love that you have that ambitious mindset.
Yeah.
And you went for it. Because a lot of people are like, I don't know if I should.
Yeah.
Or,
And then that you stayed the course, even though the video wasn't with Bishon that same day, right?
No.
You started working with an artist that
Yeah.
maybe as the next tier of your life,
Yeah.
where you need to like really hone in the
Yeah.
craft, and you're using this as I wouldn't say a guinea pig
pig.
project, but you get to test out what
Just-
you can do, right?
Yeah,
and,
it's God's timing.
without the
Yeah.
without the bigger risk, I guess.
Yeah.
God's work, man.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
everybody wants the opportunity and they want they want the success without having to walk in through the door.
Exactly.
God is going to give you the door, right? He's going to open the door, but he's not going to push your ass in that door.
Yeah.
You got to get in there and you got to put in the work to be able to fulfill what he's presenting to you.
Exactly.
You saw the door open, you took it.
Yeah.
Frankie
Yeah.
saw the door open in the music video, he took it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone has that story, and I think that's something that everybody should like recognize when they're trying to chase something. See that opportunity.
And take
Don't
it.
be afraid of it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But like Leo was saying, with fear comes excitement,
Yeah.
and then just do it. Run with it.
Yeah, and then kind of like share with Sergio that community thing you shared to me that you wanted to kind of see. It was not like a photo walk, but you wanted to
Oh.
create something.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Shark
think-
Tank, go.
Yeah, because
Shark
we're
Tank
all about community here. So
Shark Tank.
Shark
Okay.
Tank, go. Pitch it.
So I feel like OC has a great community, filmmaking community and stuff like that, So I mean, this is just a brief idea. I didn't really step into it, So I have this production company, it's called Connected Spaces, So like our big belief is just like all spaces are connected, like I'm connected through you because of Fransisco, So it's like, so it's also like just growing this community where it's just like you're connected because someone brought you to the community and stuff like that. But it's gonna be more like open and stuff like that. Like there's photos, but there's not really videos, And I feel like I just want to dive in more into the video stuff and connect with other people with other videos because there's a big community in Santa Ana too, and there's also
to bring them together.
yeah, to bring them together and stuff like that. I didn't realize how big the community was until I met him, until I met one of my friends from Santa Ana, and it's like like getting a bunch of people together. I feel like is a great motive for
Yeah.
filmmaking.
What the communities he's talking about is because I'm part of this
Yeah.
community called OC Walk and Shoot, and they host like monthly walks, like in a
Yeah.
different neighborhood
Yeah.
every month. And at first I thought, well, the first time I went, I was like, okay, what is this about? Literally walking neighborhoods, taking pictures of random stuff. I was like, man, you guys could like stage some, some dope models here, some cool basketball players at this basketball spot, like stylized different stations. And they're like, no, we're here to hang out. And I was like, oh, I get it. Like this community is just to hang out and get to know people, kind of like what we're doing here, share stories, share backgrounds. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see that these kids that are, I say kids because they're all like 20, 22, 23. I'm like the old head there, which is funny. Me and like two other guys were like the old heads, and it's cool to see. And we get to share our stories.
Yeah.
And most of them are hobbyists, but I told them like, you guys are good. Like
Yeah,
you guys can
they're really
you guys
good.
can make it happen. But it's interesting to see that there's not that, but for
Yeah.
a video community is what he's
Yeah.
kind of trying to trying to communicate.
I understand.
Yeah, so the kind of like the business aspect. So you know when I pulled, actually shout out to OC Walk and Shoot. When I pulled up with the camera, like a VHS camera, and everyone else had like film like point and shoots and stuff like that. So I felt out of place. I was like, I wish there was another person with like a DSLR or something like that, but there wasn't, you know. So anyway, so a lot of people struggle with just getting started. You know, they have no portfolio, they have no background and stuff like that, you know, and they have no experience. So like bringing a community around with people, bringing a community around with people that have experience, you know, and filmmaking and bringing a brand in, you know, saying like, hey, we're doing this shoot with filmmakers. If you're a brand person, just pull up, you know. And like obviously on the flyer is gonna be like disclaimer, like no one has to give you a Dropbox unless willingly open to. You know, so like anyone that pulls up could shoot a brand.
Yeah.
I think that ties into Leo's pitch of a content farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where like you're saying we can get brands to like send us stuff, and then the kids that want to like build a portfolio, they're making their own spec ads. To create the content that they want to get booked for.
I think what I like about that community is that you know they're serious if they're showing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the problems that I get, that I come across is when somebody says they want to learn, but then they don't show up, or they don't put in the work, or they think they found the magic, I don't know, technique of doing something.
Yeah.
And then once you teach them that, once I teach them that, they run away. And they never come back, and they think, oh, this is all I needed. And those are the leeches that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So what I like about that community is you know that these are people that want to learn, they're hungry, and they're willing to start at the bottom and just climb their way up.
Yeah.
Whether you're seasoned or not, your attitude is like more important to a lot of this whole field thing. So
Yeah, it's important. Like some of the guys that I met on the shoots or on the walk-in shoots, I would invite them to music video sets. This is before I met Jack, and those guys, I even communicate to Jack too. Like anyone that helps me on like my shoots.
You can stay right over here.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyone, I always communicate that anyone who's down to be on set with me or help me with the production, like they got access to any of my gear. Like they can use any of my lights, audio, cameras, whatever. That's kind of like that's just one thing that I offer to anyone that's down to help me. Because sometimes the budgets aren't big, but what I can pay you is like access to any of my stuff.
Valuable,
and like you said, like sometimes it's hard to get started.
Yeah.
And because that's how it was when I was starting. I had a mentor that let me borrow his like $2,000 to $3,000 camera. He's like, hey, go shoot some stuff for yourself. So he would actually pay me to shoot stuff for him, but also like I would do it to film concerts. Me and Christian, we would film concerts with all his gear.
On the next pod, I kind of want to talk about your man. I didn't even know you had a mentor. So that's kind of cool.
That's crazy.
Oh, really?
Mike Ryan,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we did a lot.
And now that you say that, I do remember him. You guys being like, you know, to the hip. Yeah.
Everyone has to have a mentor.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So but that's kind of like it's important community.
Yeah.
And finding people that
you just gave me another PTSD moment.
A PTSD moment.
Now that you mentioned Mark. We're at church. It was nighttime. You guys were doing some stuff in the across the street, that other building.
Yeah.
And you guys were filming, pranking people, scaring them, walking across the hallway. Do you remember this?
I don't.
No? I remember walking across the hallway, and I think it was you or someone jumped at me to scare me, and I fell.
Bro,
and I fell.
What's up with you and pranking, bro?
Hey, we're young, man. We're just filming whatever.
Hey, pranking is a part of my life, man.
Yeah.
Like I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta watch out then.
Like I didn't know pranking was such a big YouTube thing, and I could have made a lot of money off that. But you know, the Lord knows my heart. But yeah, man, that's super dope, man. And so I don't know. Have you had? I had a question from one of my buddies that sent in a question. He says, "Have you ever had any gear stolen during a shoot?"
Oh wow! Yes.
While being on set.
I have.
While being on set.
Leo, I feel like I'm cheating on you, bro. What's up? Taking a break?
I want to experience this.
Yeah.
I've gotten my gear stolen during a courthouse wedding. Yeah, and so here's another thing, right? That my mentor taught me was always bring like secondary stuff just in case your first stuff kind of fails. So I always carried my main one as like my shoulder bag, and then all my second stuff I would have a backpack.
Cool.
So we were at a courthouse. I forget the city. I think I blocked it out in my head because it's the only time I've been there. And I went over there. I went to go scout around to go see where we're gonna take the photos. I know the couple and everything in my head. And I put my bag down, my backpack. I put it down to be like, okay, this is where we're gonna shoot. I had all my main stuff. And then I went around the corner. I told them, hey, this is where we're going to do it. I turn around, my bag is gone.
Damn.
Within a second?
Within a second, bro.
Dang.
It was gone. I saw no one running.
Dang.
I saw nobody. And what did I do? Nothing, man. I just pretended like everything was okay because I don't want to give that energy to my couple. And I think to this day, they don't even know what happened.
Dang.
So I went in there, we knocked it out, and then they left, and then I started like walking around to see if anybody saw anything. Then the next day I go over there and I secretly record them giving me the answers of like, hey, do you guys have any outdoor cameras? And they were like, no, we don't record. Yeah, they're there, but they don't work, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all the things I was getting. And then some other lady was like, yeah, it happens a lot. I'm sorry that it happened to you, this and that. So I have all that audio because the PPA, and I am going to give them a shout out because I don't,
PPA
I don't use them.
dope.
Well, I'm not giving them praise because I got my stuff stolen and they didn't want to help me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't want to help me because there was no proof of
someone
stealing my stuff.
Wow.
So that's why I went over there and I recorded everything, and then I sent that over to them. Like, hey, like I wouldn't go all the way back there if I was lying. I got all this audio, and then they were like, all right, we'll help you out. Just give us, however your value of all your things, but we're gonna give you the value of it. What it is now, not what you spent on it. Exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, man. So I was able to get something in return, but that day that happened. But your game day, right? You're not gonna give that energy to your couple. So I didn't tell them anything. Just shot it. We did work. They still love the photos to this day, but I remember that vividly. Like, boom, within a second, it was gone.
It's heartbreaking.
And never again, dude. Never again do I leave my stuff. To this day, I take everything with me, man.
Yeah. I don't think I've never had anything stolen, just like little accessories. But yeah, I always keep it on me. Just because you never know, man.
So we did this interview, right, in downtown Los Angeles. Just even saying downtown Los Angeles sounds obvious, So we did this interview, and I was we finished up, and I was carrying my backpack in me, and then the client was like, "Hey, let's go put the backpack in the car," like, And I was like, "Nah, I'm good with it on." And then he was just like, "Oh, the security is right in front of their car is right in front of the security, like it's gonna be fine, no one's gonna break into it, So I was like, all right. So that kind of persuaded me. I was like, okay, like the car's right parked in front of the security, So we left my backpack, and I was just like, I'm gonna just take my camera just in case, I had my laptop in there, my SD cards.
Trusting your gut.
Yeah, my SD cards, my terabytes and stuff like that. I had everything in there. My lenses, yeah. All the cars in the lot got broken into.
Wow.
All the cars, like every single car got broken into, and I was, my stuff got stolen, and then I was just like, it didn't hit me. It felt like a fever dream, I was just like, I remember getting home and just telling my siblings, I was like, yo, I started tearing down. I was like,
of course.
I was just like, bro, my stuff got stolen, Because my mom obviously bought me that laptop when I was like, when I took my career serious, Yeah. And I started tearing down. Like, I was like, dang. And then I find out where my laptop is at. It's at this house, like in Bellflower. And then so immediately I called the police. I was like, hey, I have the location of my laptop. It's in this house. Police did nothing.
Oh, for sure.
Police did nothing. It's like, yo, we actually can't ask them to give it over. Like, even if you have like the location of it, like it's up to them. Damn. Unless we get a search warrant, and that's gonna take like forever. And I was like, damn. And then like all my storage, all my laptop, my gear, didn't get it back.
It sucks, man, because it's like, all right, so then do I go over there and risk my life to get my stuff back? Yeah. Do I have to commit a crime for you guys to actually show up now?
Yeah.
Like, it's so tough with the whole thing. I don't want to get into that, but it's hard because you feel like they should help you. You have all the locations and stuff, so yeah, it's tough, but that sucks, man. And how did you recover from that?
Just had to start fresh.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I didn't get a laptop till like 2 years after that. You know, like a year after that. You know, I was still doing gigs for like minimal money and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know. Yeah.
So here's the thing, like it does suck and it happened. But I think it's a really good like chapter in your life that your story isn't
Yeah.
boring for the next person that is
Yeah.
coming up. Like you have a story that can hopefully inspire them,
someone.
and then also hopefully they learn like
Yeah.
not to do what you did.
Yeah.
Because then that'll avoid
Exactly.
you know that happening to them. You know what I mean?
Because there was precautions, there was security right there. You know,
yeah,
they didn't care. You know, the thieves didn't care and stuff like that. Everyone
Yeah.
got broken into.
right.
Yeah,
You know.
that's nuts.
And this is why I always put stuff in the trunk.
Yeah.
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 I mean, maybe they could have popped the trunk. I don't know if they're be that fast or whatever, but I do leave like if I do
Yeah.
leave something, it's gonna be in the trunk. But back to like why about your life. This is why I asked you
Yeah.
about how did you get to Big Sean.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because
There's moments
that
like
story.
That. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, the story in between is what a lot of the people that are coming up want to listen to because
Yeah.
they could relate to you
Yeah.
right now. How can I relate to this person that's struggling right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
And how can I get to a person like Big Sean? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that. Those are the stories that I like because I would be bored if someone just woke up and they were already shooting
Yeah.
Hollywood movies. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, bro, I can't relate to you. I don't know. I can't wake up and
Yeah,
just be in a
exactly.
Hollywood set. Tell me your struggles. How did you
Yeah.
get there? And then how can I relate to you?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. It's definitely a struggle, you know, and it's one of the experience too, you know. Like I'm happy that happened when I was like 18, you know,
Yeah.
rather than now when I have clients and stuff like that depend
Yeah.
on it, you know,
Most
with budgets and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, taking in that lesson, I'm not gonna leave my stuff in the back. I'm in the car anymore, you know. It's like,
yeah.
But you're getting prepared for big things.
yeah,
Because you're learning all of these mistakes from the beginning.
mm-hmm.
So now when you're like big production and stuff like that, you're already learning that, you know,
Yeah.
this won't happen with this because I already experienced it with that.
Experienced it.
Like Leo has a very I was gonna say a word that I shouldn't say. He's very peculiar of lint being on your shirt.
Yes.
That's the first thing he did
His
with you,
first
right?
thing he did with me.
He has he doesn't
Delinted me.
yeah.
Oh, really?
He has a PTSD from one interview that he did where the entire interview there was one big piece of lint on this girl's shoulder or something. And ever since then, that's the first thing he looks at.
Wow.
And he'll just come with the lint
Love that.
roller and just clean you up, make sure.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So those things like that,
Things
right?
like that,
Like
yeah.
it happens and you're just like, oh, and then you kind of like now.
Yeah. Now I'm
just-
aware for my future shirts.
Exactly.
It's
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a lint right
To
there.
implement that.
For me, it's like a lot of stuff in the background for weddings where in the beginning, I shot a lot of weddings where I'm in the editing room. I'm like, dude, I could have just got that water bottle and threw it away. Or I
Yeah.
could have just picked up that backpack and just put it on the
Yeah.
side.
Oh
Why
my
didn't I
God.
do that? And now, even if it's like, if I read the room and people are just over it, I don't care. I go, I'll move the stuff and then we'll go ahead and shoot. Especially when I'm working with photographers that are not seasoned
Yeah.
and they're just like shooting, it doesn't matter the background. I'm like, no, hold on, guys. Like, let
Yeah,
me,
let me
and I'll
style it.
just move everything and then they're grateful. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, man. I didn't even see that
Exactly.
or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because they're not the people that are barely have experience. They don't see like the big picture.
Yeah.
By looking at the little things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're too focused
They're
on.
too
Yeah.
focused on like the subject
Yeah.
instead of like the subject surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I love that you said that because like, you know, sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm gonna capture the moment. But like when you look at footage of previous, you're like, bro, that's so distracting.
Yes.
And like when you take out the things, you're like, they're still in the moment though. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, shooting is like it's like riding a bike in the beginning. You're so concentrated on knowing how to pedal, how to
Yeah.
be balanced on the bike. The very like small mundane things that like riding a bike is, you know what I mean? Like those are the beginning stages of shooting. You're trying to learn
Yeah.
your camera. You're trying to learn how to. Once you get the riding the bike, then you start doing the tricks. Then you
Yeah.
start doing all the cool stuff,
Yeah.
and that's the looking at all the little details around because you already know. I like for me, I'm very grateful that I can go from knowing from being inside to going outside. My mind is while I'm walking and directing the couple or telling them what we're gonna do next.
Yeah.
My mind is already fixing the ISO or the shutter, knowing that it's gonna go from dark to bright, bright to dark, and that's because it's like riding a bike now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Boom,
our,
boom, boom,
our
the same
muscle
thing.
memory. After
Yeah.
repetitions, you know where your settings should be,
Right.
and it's like second nature.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Then you start paying attention to the little things, and
Exactly.
you know editing is gonna be a pain in the butt. Might as well just do live Photoshop, remove it.
That's
and then do
crazy.
your thing.
Okay, this is a question because I just saw a friend's video. They're trying to get into video, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes I'm like, I want to give unsolicited advice,
Mm,
but I don't want to discourage
mm,
the person.
mm.
Like, bro, like just ask me how to get better is what I'm saying in my mind.
Yeah,
Cause like I got you with the settings.
right.
How would you communicate, or have you had that experience where you're like, dang, like my buddy's shooting something sick, but his settings are whack.
Oh,
So,
You know what I mean?
so I've again,
Or they're color grade, you
Right.
know, or it's too much.
Right.
You know, it could be something like that.
so I learned from my mentor that you have to separate personal and business because your emotions. You know what I mean? I'm not here to
Love that.
attack you. I'm here to teach you, right? And then, so I think that's like the first communication of saying that.
Shout
right?
out Elmer.
Shout out Elmer, of course. Which we are gonna have him here. That's why I just keep saying mentor.
Yeah.
But he taught me that in the beginning. He was like, "Look, man, it's gonna feel like I'm crapping on your work,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm doing it so you can get better." So that communication, if I didn't know you, I would tell you that first.
yeah.
Hey, man, look, I'm looking at your stuff. It looks incredible, but it could be much better. Now, I want you to understand that I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to just maybe, hopefully, help you on your next project by giving you this advice. Is that okay? You know, like, hopefully you go, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, how can I improve? I'm like, all right, cool. Well, your color grading can use some work. This is what I do. Boom, boom, and then you show them from there. I think that's a good way to go about it instead of immediately going like, hey, dude, your stuff's good, but your color grading is crap. Let me try to teach you a little. And then it's like, whoa, you just came out of left field and just told me this. You know what I mean? So, so I think that's a good way to approach it. And again, it's because of Elmer teaching me
Do you get offended or do you not get offended?
No, that's what I'm saying. With Elmer, he taught me not to get offended because I know Frankie's coming. He came at me with like good intent.
Yeah.
He didn't just crap on it and then try to teach me or school me.
Yeah.
He came with it like, hey, bro, this looks good, but it could look better if. And then if he teaches me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that does look awesome. Or yeah, thank you, dude. Like that helps a ton.
Yeah. Or thanks for the advice. I'll ignore it or something like that.
If they don't want, if they don't want it, and then now you know. All right, cool. Like that's
in my X bucket.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not ever gonna bother you again. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just leave it at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, this happened last night too, where I was just like, you know, I have so much experience, but I texted Cisco. I sent him a video. I was like, yo, is this good? Like, you know, like I asked him for feedback, and he was just like, this is amazing. Like, you know, I'm really open to like.
I think that's different though.
Yeah.
Asking for help is different than than seeing your friend that is not doing good work. Where
but he's praising it like it's.
But he's praising it like
it's
fire.
amazing. Yeah.
But I like that from you because I do that the same with the other friends. I haven't sent it to you, but I send you some pre-links sometimes, like some preview links.
Yeah.
And I asking for help is always super good. Yeah, what he sent me yesterday was super sick.
Yeah,
it's hard to give advice when you're a fan of stuff. Like, it's hard. Like if you send me something and you're like, "Hey, bro, there's something off. I can't see it. What do you think?" And I'm stuck, and I'm just like, "Dude, this is incredible. I don't know what to tell you. This is great. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you're envisioning, but this is it's hard. You know what I mean? Sometimes with people that like have a high standard and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Like, how do you get confident in your own work? You know, sometimes you get in your own head a little bit. Like, you know.
Yeah, because you can go on like version. Yeah. Like there's some projects that it's like the first version's it, and then there's some projects that I've been in recently where I had version 55. So there's different projects that have different like attention to detail.
Yeah. Hey, but when Elmer has a mistake that he hasn't caught and I see it, oh boy, talk about milking, man. Woo. I'll tell him what's up and like, hey, dude, this shouldn't be here. What happened? Ooh, I didn't catch that. All right, thank you. And then he'll go. But again, it's all fun and games, right? He's not getting offended that his peer that's here is telling him something. He's like, all right, thanks for catching that, dude.
That's cool.
His attitude has always been like that. That's why I just love going to him with anything because he has an open mind. If he plays devil's advocate a lot, which kind of sucks sometimes, but that's what you need. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, dude, but what did you do to mess that up? It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. It was me. It was my bad. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, when he has a mess up and I see it, oof.
It's
Oof.
it's like sweet revenge.
Birdman.
That's crazy.
That's super dope. I had a question when we were talking about this stuff, and,
What was the
I
question?
lost it, man. It was something along the lines of we were asking for advice. I had it right there. Hey, I guess that's the tricky part of podcasts, huh? Like when you don't have like a prompt
Yeah.
question list.
Yeah, it could be. With Leo, I mean, I told, because Jojo is nervous of doing this, and I told him, I'm like, look, Leo is such a good captain. He won't let Titanic 2 happen, man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he killed it when we were chatting it up.
Yeah.
Because I could say it now because now we're in a different scenario, but I was a little nervous and I was like, dang. Because for me, sometimes it's kind of hard for me to get to what I'm trying to say sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I have so much experience and I want to communicate everything that I've
Mhm.
ever done.
Yeah.
And it's hard to condense it to
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
few sentences.
That's why when I did YouTube, I needed a prompter. Like I needed a script because or else I would just rant. And then it's like, okay, this 5-minute video is 20 minutes. Why? It's because I'm just like talking out of my butt.
yeah.
But Leo actually helped me out recently because so we've been this episode 5 on like episode 3.
Yeah.
He gave me feedback and he was like, hey bro, I think it looks like you have a timer in your head when you're talking. And I was like, dude, I do. Like I legit do.
Wow.
He's all like, why? I'm like, because I feel like people don't really want to hear the entire thing that I want to say. And I'm just trying to condense it.
You like self edit, yeah.
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 Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
all like, no, bro, this is why I brought you here. I like hearing your thoughts and ideas. Like, just let it rip. Because he's like, I can talk all day, as you can see, but I want to hear you and your opinion. So just like let it do its thing. And that helped me a lot. It helped me out a lot because he called me out on something that I thought I was good at hiding. But when he said you have a timer, I was like, oh crap, I
That's nice.
legit do have a timer in my head.
Which is cool to be aware of, right?
Yeah.
Even though you may subliminally do it, it's good to kind of like see another friend's perspective.
Yeah. And
of
again, I
that.
didn't get offended.
Yeah.
It's not an offensive thing. It's
Yeah.
just him trying to help me out.
Yeah, which
So I
is
didn't take it that way.
just so good. I think having friends you can rely on for constructive criticism is
It's key.
essential.
Yeah.
Because you don't want everyone that you send your projects to be like, oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super
Yeah.
dope. Because like
Yeah.
you said, like maybe you're such a fan
Yeah.
that you're like, you can't see like what the person's creating is trying to find stuff to make it better, right?
Right.
That's true.
So I
Now,
think that's essential, man.
The only person that was hard in the beginning to remove that ego with is my partner.
Okay.
Mm.
So when like my fiance would look at things and she would be like, I don't think that's good, or you should probably remove that. That person was the hardest to be like, okay, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the beginning it was like, let me just do my thing. But no, it's like, no, she has a good point. Like, oh man, that should have been corrected, or I should remove that. And so once I like accepted that and again put that ego aside, I always love showing her my work because she's not a yes man. That's something I learned.
That's
It's like
cool.
she's not a yes man.
That's cool.
Babe, what do you think about this? Oh, I think maybe you should do this, or oh, dude, this is great. I was like, all right, cool.
So she gives you good feedback.
She gives me
Yeah,
good. She's not
criticism.
just saying yes. She's like,
Yeah.
I think you should probably add that, or maybe you should remove this. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I didn't see
The
that.
different
Cool.
perspective and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I found it. I found it now. So we're in a culture of like content. Us as perfectionists, sometimes we over edit what we need to edit. How do you guys figure out when done is done in a project?
You want to go?
No, you go first.
You know, like you're
think-
like, okay, I'm. It's good. It's good enough to. It may not be Spielberg, but it's done. It's good enough,
Well, I mean,
right?
I guess it depends on the project. So weddings, they have such a structure, you know. So I think we've got it down where we know when done is done.
You got the
You know,
formula.
we got,
down.
exactly. We got the formula down. We have good music. We have good flow. We have good, with the vowels and transitions and all those good shots. So I think that we've learned to kind of say, okay, this one's done. But when it's like something else that we're like really trying to get at, like for example, a real estate gig, we're always trying to like reinvent the wheel because there's so many ways of doing a real estate video. I think when the idea has been like when your idea is showing through what you created, I think you have to now accept like this is what I shot. This was my intent. It's done. Like exactly my idea that I wanted to go at shooting this real estate, and I edited the way I saw it in my head. That's how I know it's done. Because I can give it to somebody else and they'll do something different. But the way I wanted to create this one, it's already done. So it's like, all right, this is good. Now from there, it's now time to show some of my peers.
Gotcha.
Either I show it to a friend, I show it to my fiance, I'll show it before I deliver it, I'll show it to a couple people. And if they say, oh, it needs this or it needs that, or this is too quick of a transition, or I can't pay attention to the living room or whatever, then okay, we start changing it up. But once I get like a few like, hey, this is great, then I send it to,
Cool.
yeah, I send it to the, yeah.
That's rad. What about you?
I feel like with me, I have a lot of like, I'm too perfectionist, you know? Sometimes I'm not even happy with some things that come out, you know? But like, I feel like I always try to put a time limit because I just feel like,
That's good.
you know, it's at the end of the day, it's always a business, you know? If you put too much time into something, it goes on to the next project. Like, oh, I don't have enough time for this project, you know? So I always try to put like a time limit on things, on how I could work on it and like maximize the productivity, you know? Sometimes when I put things out, I'm like, damn, like I wish I could have done this, you know, I wish I could have done that. But at the same time, it's just like, you would have just been in that video for days, you know, that should have been for maybe like 2 days or 3 days, you know? Yeah. So I feel like I still struggle. I can't say I'm like,
Yeah.
Here's a shorter answer
Yeah.
that I had. A shorter answer is
From yours.
from mine. If I watch it and nothing is bugging me, that gut feeling, then I know it's done.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
a good
Then I
one.
know it's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Because there's a lot of times where like this color doesn't look right with this shot color. And then if I export it and I think I'm done and I'm thinking about it, or while I'm showing someone and I see it, that's how I know it's not done.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You got
I
the
like
little
that.
like itch, like, oh.
Yeah, it's like that. I know I can do something
Yeah.
better with that. I'm just being lazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
yes,
go
yes,
in
yes.
there, I'll fix it, and then when it's done, I see it again. I'm like, okay, it's not bothering me no more.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. Yeah, I think with me, it goes to pre-planning your shots, pre-planning what you have in your mind. I think that does speed up my process because people ask me, Dane, how are you so fast? It's like, because I already edited everything in my mind. So when it comes to a shoot day, I already know what I want to incorporate and how I'm going to execute certain things. And then when it comes to being done, it's like, once I put it in the editing bay and streamline the edit, it's like, it's already pretty much like 90% there. The last 10% is like fine tuning my transitions
Color
or
grading.
the color grading, adding a look and feel to it to have like a nice polished look. If I'm doing a recurring client, like for example, Ape Coffee, I have a color grade that I customize for that look and feel that helps me make sure all my shots that I do for them are consistent and look similar without strain from the brand, because you want to define the brand and you create a look and feel for a particular client that it's recognizable.
Yeah.
And I think once it hits that feel, like, oh, this feels like it, this is how it should feel, then it's done for me. Same thing with music videos. I think if working with an artist over and over, you have your
The brand.
process, right? How it's gonna look and feel, and it speeds up the done portion. So I think those are kind of formulas that I've learned myself, learning to execute quicker. Because like you said, it's a business, time is of the essence. If you take too long on one project, it overlaps to the other project, and then it just eats up your time of other stuff. And then you're just editing instead of going out there and creating more stuff, you know?
Yeah. I've had problems where I procrastinate on a job because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to create the thing I wanted. And then when it's time to like, okay, I really have to work on it. And it comes out dope. And I'm just like, why did I take so long to get to it? Like now I wasted a lot of time, but at least it's done. And then you just like, you finish it, the couple or client, whatever the case may be, they're super happy. And then you're just like, all right, never again. And then it happens again, dude. You just procrastinate because you're just like, I don't know if it's going to come out good. I just work on it. and then it comes out good. Yeah.
I like
happens a
that. It used to happen to me. Since now I'm a dad, right? I have less time to do stuff. So the sooner I can work on projects,
The better.
just knock them out.
That's good. I need a kid.
Yeah, you need a kid, man. I mean, you're dad to Sonny, the
Yeah,
pup. He's a dad dog, but it's not the same.
Okay, I have a question for both of you guys. Okay, so like, can you guys edit in any condition, or like, what's your perfect editing condition? Like, like what feels the best for you? Like it could be like a messy house. Like you could edit in a messy house, or
having your space
Yeah, your
properly
space,
curated for like the
Yeah.
proper. Me, I can edit anywhere, bro. I could edit in a coffee shop, in my home office. I could do it in like right here. I've been on projects where I'm shooting and then I have a driver, and then I'm editing while we're on the way to the next shoot.
Yeah.
So there's been experiences where I guess my environment doesn't dictate how I can edit. I have been shooting and editing for 20 years.
Yeah,
So.
I'm very similar. Yeah, I can get my computer and just edit pretty much anywhere. But I've always said that how busy I am when the world behind me is clutter.
Yeah.
So if my cars are dirty, if my kitchen's not clean or anything like that, that dictates how busy I am because I don't put attention to it. But there is a limit. Like if it's too dirty, I can't, man. I need to go and clean my area, or else it's just gonna pile up in the back of my head, and I'm concentrating on that while editing. It's not healthy. But
That's
yeah,
good.
like
that's a good reference because I think same thing with me. If I have a lot of shoots, now you see on my desk a bunch of cables, hard drives, everything is like not organized where I usually put everything, and but it doesn't affect me. But I know that it's there.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
But yeah, that's a
So
good
you brought up
reference.
that question though.
Yeah.
Why you deal with that?
Yeah, because my sister edits too.
Okay.
I have a twin sister.
That's
Nice.
cool.
She edits. And it's so funny because we have this editing station, and when she usually edits first than I do. I'm kind of like a night editor. She's more of like a morning editor.
So one computer for both of you.
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
much.
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. But we have laptops too.
Oh,
but yeah.
okay.
And then when she's at the desk, I'm like, bro, you have a lot of cables. Like you have a lot of you have snacks right here. You have snacks from previous,
Trolling his sister.
Yeah, sorry. And then I'm like, how can you edit like this? And she's just locked in, like she could edit, And with me, it's just it has to be empty. Like the desk has to be
Clean.
No wires, empty. Like literally, you can't have food. You can't have maybe one drink, but that's me. It's like the curtains have to be open because I feel like I like brightness. I mean, if there's light outside, I like the brightness and stuff like that. But her, she could edit in a dark room.
To each their own, bro.
Yeah, man. That's
yeah.
cool. It's cool to see different editing preferences.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own style. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, that's my environment.
What else? Sony shooter, huh?
Yeah,
Sony shooter.
Sony.
Sony gang.
I recently just started DaVinci this week.
Hey, it's fire, huh?
I color on it, but I stared editing on it.
It's good. It's a good editor.
Yeah.
A lot of people sleep on it, actually.
Yeah.
I still edit I edit on a bunch of different platforms. I do Adobe for work, for McGuire's, because I do stuff for them. And then for my personal projects, I do DaVinci
Oh, really?
editing. And then for social stuff, CapCut. CapCut on desktop is really good.
Yeah.
I
Super
haven't done
good.
that.
And then what other platforms? Just that.
What do you edit
Just
on?
that.
Premiere.
Premiere?
Pretty much Premiere, yeah.
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 And then Instagram launched their own
Oh,
edits.
editing.
I just
Yeah.
downloaded it this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, so I've been using that. It's pretty good
It's
because
pretty
it's supposed to work together. So
Mhm.
you add a song, you import it, and everything's already done for you. So
Yeah.
it's been cool to learn how to work with that.
Mhm.
I think there's one app that a lot of people sleep on. It's called Mojo.
Mojo, never tried it.
Ooh, for slideshows?
Dude, it's for a lot of things.
Is it
man.
really?
Yeah.
Back in the
it's-
day, it was for.
I pay for it. It's a yearly, like $50 a year or whatever.
Okay.
But it's really good because they'll keep up with the trends.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
and they'll do templates and
For what's popping.
for
at
what's
the
popping
moment.
right
Oh,
now,
that's
even
cool.
with the song that's being used.
That's clutch.
Yeah. So
That's so clutch.
people, I feel like people sleep on it. To me, it's if you can find, because I'm so busy,
On the
I
desktop?
can't create Like
the desktop?
Yeah, like
Cool, cool.
oh no, on the phone.
On the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, Mojo on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, I can create like all these content creators because that's all they do is content create. Whereas I am like editing all these other gigs, so it's like I can't really. So an app like Mojo, dude, it's
That's
awesome.
super cool. It's
Yeah.
just for like the shorter bit stuff.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. You put in all. We have the photos.
Yeah.
They're great quality photos. So now it's just like to be able to do all the animation. Like man, thank God they already have it. It's a template. You just add your photos and it's already a
Plug and play.
plug and play.
That's amazing. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, me too.
Mojo's
Mojo.
great.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Any upcoming projects that you're excited for?
Upcoming projects. There's always upcoming projects. You
Always,
know?
huh?
Yeah.
Always.
I feel like one project that kind of slipped out of my hands was I was supposed to shoot a music video with 2 Chainz.
What?
Yeah.
Nice. That could have been
Yeah.
sick.
You know, I sent my treatment over. You know, I was set up as a vendor already with the label and stuff like that. But then like they did give me a heads up. They were like, "Yo, you're the backup director." Just
Oh,
letting you
gotcha,
know.
gotcha.
So the main director got available, and I was like, "No."
Cool.
I was like, I was about to be on, like it was gonna be like a private jet and
That's
2 Chainz
cool.
right there. Would be,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
How do you develop your treatments?
My treatments?
Like-
Google Slides.
Google Slides.
Yeah, the only reason because it's a good tip because when you send over a Google Slides link, the client clicks on it.
anyone can access
Yeah,
it.
and then on top of that, like if there's an error, or like if the client wants changes, you could always just change it in Google Slides and it updates.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Within the app.
yeah, within the app.
Within the-
yeah, so that's why I stopped using Slides from the Mac. I went over to Google Slides.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's rad. Actually, never used Google Slides.
yeah. Plus, you're able to use GIFs too.
Okay.
So on Google Slides, they support GIF support, but like PDF and stuff like that, they don't support GIFs. You know?
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
sick.
So that's when you do like presentations.
Yeah, presentations.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm working on one right now.
Yeah.
It's my first time using or adding video to a slide. Have you ever added video?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how does it work? Like, when you send that presentation to somebody, or let's say you made one and you sent it to me, I'm assuming I need internet
Yeah.
and to be able to play the link and all that, right? Okay, cool.
So the hack is, you don't want to send a video just because the file is so big, and it kills the quality.
Okay.
You send over like even like a 1080p, 1080p, it turns it to like a 3060p. So what I do is I convert it into a GIF because GIF is way smaller and it holds a higher quality than it just renders faster over websites.
Yeah.
So I just make a GIF of like any video I want to present, and it kind of auto plays, at high quality.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
So how do you create it? How do you turn it into?
A GIF.
A GIF? If I'm being really lazy, I use online. I just video to GIF.
Yeah.
But
a whole like 5-minute video, you turn it into a GIF?
oh no, it has to be specific scenes. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
what I did was I added a slide with the for video, and it said add the link what video you want. So it's already on my YouTube.
Oh,
So
okay.
I use that,
Yeah.
and then it's on that slide now. But I put play from 0 to 1 minute because I only want to show that part. And so when I click on it, it literally finishes at that 1 minute mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering, because I don't know if it's gonna work. I have a presentation on Thursday.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna
sick.
work. I just do it mine because it's like I feel like the buffering.
That's
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah.
That's to pitch a project or just to.
So I'm in that BNI group,
Mm-hmm.
and it's every first Thursday of every month we meet in person, and I signed up to do a 10-minute presentation
Awesome.
every Thursday. There's 2 presenters,
Yeah.
but the other Thursdays, the remaining 3 of the month, we do Zoom. But I've always been wanting to do the in-person one.
Yeah.
So now I just finished it this morning. So I have a couple of and it's 10 minutes. So I really got to be picky on how what I present.
That's really rad.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So you're doing your mini TED Talk.
Yeah, Leo's gonna go.
Oh,
he's gonna
so-
he's gonna film for I guess whatever I can use it, socials or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the point is for the group to understand what I do
Yeah.
and how they can refer me to somebody that is interested in my line of work. That's the whole point of the presentation.
Gotcha.
To
okay.
educate my peers so they can refer me to
Yeah.
people that are looking for a videographer for a wedding or whatever.
That's
That's
super
right.
cool.
Yeah. So that's how I learned like the life insurance guy or
Yeah.
we have a lawyer that does like incidents and all that. And so when they do their presentations, I'm paying attention to know, oh, he does that too? All right, cool. I know somebody that might need him.
That's
Yeah.
super dope.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah. How'd you come up? How'd you come across this network?
So Sonny, my dog, we got him during COVID, and I worked for a dog trainer that helped us get my dog, and she is the one that I don't know how she got in it, but she was a part of this group, and she asked me like, "Hey, do you want to come and be a guest?" She just told me that. She didn't tell me anything. Again, just threw me on the pool without you to hear swim.
Yeah.
And I went over there, and it was October, like the last week of October, the last Thursday, and 7 a.m, everybody is dressed up in their Halloween costume.
Oh.
And I was like, these people are crazy. So early in the morning.
Yeah.
I love it. These are my people. This is cool. And
funny.
and so the
But
thing
you
is,
weren't dressed up.
I wasn't dressed up because she didn't tell me anything. She just said show up.
Show up, yeah.
And so everybody has a 30-second pitch.
Yeah.
So every Thursday I have to come up with a 30-second pitch
Okay.
of my business. And me as a guest, if you ever come as a guest, you then say a 15-second pitch.
Okay.
Of who I didn't know. So I'm there like nervous as heck because I'm like, oh dang, I have to say something. And I stood up and then I said whatever I said. And then from there, it's just like, hey, your category as a videographer and photographer is open. If you want to join this group, you will be exclusively the only photographer, videographer
Dang, that's
of
pressure.
this group.
Yeah.
And but they all have to kind of accept you because it is it's like a badge of honor to be
Okay.
a part of that group.
Yeah.
And so when people say, "Oh no, I'm from BNI," like if people know, it's like, "Oh, he's legit,"
Elite. Yeah.
because you had to be approved to be a part of that group. There's a certain standard that you
Yeah.
have to meet to be able to say, "I'm from BNI."
Yeah.
Because they have exactly one niche of every business, right? Like, and they all represent like a certain
That's
part of the
crazy.
business.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose is to help each other
Yeah.
get referrals.
That's it.
And that's the bragging right. Like if I can get the real estate agent someone to buy a house, I don't get none of the commission, nothing. What I get is I got him a referral,
Gotcha.
and that looks good on me.
yeah.
You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
cool.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more. I don't ask for a dinner. Nothing. It's
Yeah.
just yes, he got a referral because of me.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. That's cool.
Pay to play kind of
Yeah,
thing too.
I
You
like
pay, it's a membership, but depending on what you do, that thing gets you return
Yeah.
very quickly.
I think
especially for weddings.
we should do that here.
Hey man.
Yo,
Yeah,
Leo.
It's possible. Nah.
Get over here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, he is gonna go, so he's
That's
gonna be able
cool.
to see what we do. There isn't a person offering like podcast stuff, so hopefully he gets some like inspiration or whatever. But
That's a lot of business too. Between
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
like, just want to showcase what they're doing in their field.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
there's real estate agents. There's every category. There's florists, bakers, like you know what I mean. There's
Every
there-
topic.
We have someone that does like she works for this company called Junk Luggers.
Mm.
So if you have
cool.
like a bunch of like hoarding that you're
Yeah.
hoarding at your house and you want to get rid of, they'll go over there, dude, and they'll take all your crap out.
Wow.
So we have pretty much like a lot, a lot of different categories. And then it looks good to bring people
Yeah.
from different categories that can fill up the group,
That's
But the group is dope, man. They're in HB and it helped me branch out from my typical word of mouth.
I like that.
So it helped me out a lot. A lot of in the beginning was just Hispanics,
Yeah.
my people, whatever. And when I joined that group, it expanded
Like business
to
people.
to business people, different cultures, different all of that, and so it kind of grew. And
That's
what I
amazing.
do.
Yeah.
He's a cultured man now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hey man, I try to get people on the whole BNI thing, dude, because
Yeah.
people in the beginning they're struggling.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, if you are very passionate at what you're doing, go look at a BNI, man. They're gonna it'll
you
help out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll help out your
Amazing.
business.
That's cool. Since we were talking about mentors earlier, like who do you mentor?
Who do I mentor?
Do you mentor anyone?
There is someone in particular. So when it comes to mentoring, it's again, you have to. I'm not gonna chase you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if I see that you're trying to do something but you're not like reaching out to me, then it's like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna chase you to try to teach you. Cause I was hungry.
Yes.
When I met Elmer
I remember that.
to mentor me, I would go to work, get off of work, and then go straight to his house every day.
Mhm.
It wasn't a question. I was going over there. I paid the bills with the part-time that I had, and that's all I had to pay or money for is the bills. And I would go and that's me being hungry to learn, you know? So I guess I set my own bar,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? When it comes to like mentoring somebody,
Yeah.
if you're not showing me that you're that hungry,
yeah.
then I'm not going to put that much attention to it,
Yeah.
Respectfully, you know?
Yeah. No, that's good.
But there is one in particular, she was a bride
Wow.
from San Diego.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's a
amazing.
dancer. She picked up
That's
the
sick.
camera, and this is how I know she was hungry. They live in San Diego.
Sick.
She wanted to learn. She drove from San Diego all the way over here just to hang out with me for like an hour, and she was so curious
Just to pick your brain.
just to pick my brain, man.
Wow.
And I was like, Mariah, you know, we just Zoom. You don't even have to come all the way over here.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I want to be there. I'm like, all right, I respect it. So from there on, I mean, she's a dancer and everything, but she just wanted to get in the creative space. She's doing really well. She has her days of like, you know, having a creative like block. But when she reaches out, I do give her attention because I know that she's hungry. She calls me mentor, which I feel like, again, it's like a high title to have. I don't take that lightly. When she says that, I'm just like, oh man, it's a lot of pressure, but I'm here to teach you. Whatever you want, you let me know and I'll help you out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's the only person that I can really think of right now.
What would you I like that scenario that she turned from your bride now to someone eager to learn.
Yeah.
But how would you want, or I guess let's do, what kind of advice would you say to like a young cat? Like let's just say Jack, for instance. He's already doing cool stuff, but if someone was just getting into it, how would they approach a person like you? To like, hey, I want to learn.
Well, because of the way I approached Elmer, kind of very similar. I mean, you don't have to come in and show me you're real or anything like that. I'm not asking for that. I literally just want to see passion and hunger.
Cool.
That's it. So if he came to me like, hey man, I really want to learn, I'll shadow you. Please just tell me whenever you have a gig. I'll hold your lights. Like things like that to me, without me even saying a word yet, it speaks volumes to me.
Yes.
Cause it's like, okay, like you just wanna, cause that's exactly what I did with Elmer. I'm like, dude, it's super intimidating being here just to tell you, and then immediately made me pick up these lights and set them up. And he was telling me, and I was like, boom, 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 boom. All right, let's go.
That's amazing.
And remember, he did tell me, or I'm sorry for saying that, like if you know, but he did tell me, he said, don't waste my fucking time.
Yeah.
He told me straight up, first time talking to him, and I didn't get offended. It was like, all right, cool. I respect it.
Yeah.
It's his time. And I went straight to work. And ever since then, So it's the same thing. If someone does want to learn or someone is eager, I just need to feel that hunger and passion.
Yeah.
And I'll put my time into you.
That's good.
Yeah.
So if you guys need a mentor, don't waste his time.
yeah, right.
And be straight out. I would say that being straight out and being like, yo, I need help or I want to be in this craft. Like, I think that goes a long way. There was a young homie that he just, I met him at a networking event, the OC Wedding Pros.
Oh, okay.
He was shooting content for the venue. And then he's like, after the shoot, he's like, hey, dude, like, hey, shout out Papa Rios over here. He just came up to me. He's like, yo, dude, like, let me know when you guys are shooting again. Like, I would love to be mentored by you. Actually, that was after we did our first shoot at Ape. He came to the Ape coffee shoot with me, and after he's like, hey, dude, would like to be mentored by you. So, but he's out there, he's killing it. He's shooting some big time vloggers.
Hey man, look, when the passion isn't about money and you're just trying to get paid, that's what I want to see, man. Because it's not big money in the beginning, and it's not even about that in the beginning. You know, if you really, what gave me the passion to do it was the reaction that I got from my first client delivering a product, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Thank you so much." They were so grateful, and I was like, "Oh man, I put a smile on the face by doing something for them. Like, I want to do that for a lot more people."
That's rad.
That's why I did it. It wasn't because when I got those $20, dude. I wish. Dude, it was game changer for me.
In-N-Out.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it was. Like
In-N-Out
it's just
burger,
quick food.
Heck yeah.
But it was that feeling was.
But just the gratitude went farther.
Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah, I think that goes a long way.
Elmer one day he said, "Sergio, I woke up and I looked at my camera and I was like, because of that thing, I am getting flown to whatever Mexico New York,
Mm-hmm.
like because of that machine right there. Like it's insane. And I obviously had to tell him like, nah, dude, it's not just a machine, it's your brain
It's
too, man.
literally
Like
you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you too.
It's
But
him.
he's so humble that way. He's just like, man, that camera has changed my life. And yeah, man, sometimes we have those like those days where like, man, because of being able to do this, I'm able to, you know, it just changed my world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one decision led to another.
Yeah.
Led to another.
Yeah.
Led to what we are right now.
Yeah.
Hey, and it was all because you encouraged me to get a camera, bro.
Dang, bro.
And I'm telling you, you're the
crazy.
first person that I mention when I tell my story, man, because it helped me out a lot. Because no one else would have told me anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I don't need no 10% of your. I do it for the love of it, man. Yeah. Like it's just for me, yeah, it's just funner just to like share what I learned.
Yeah.
And so I keep doing it because it's
Yeah.
just life's fun when you just share your
Share it.
insight. Yeah, dude.
More opportunities.
No
But that's
gatekeeping.
tight, dude. No gatekeepers here.
Yeah.
It's literally anyone who DMs me and there's like, hey, dude, what you used to color grade that thing? Send them the link. Go buy it, dude. Or what lens are you shooting with? Like, here's the link, dude.
That's cool.
Here.
That's very cool.
Some guy hit me up. Hey, I'm trying to get into camera stuff. How much are you trying to spend? Oh, $600. Boom. I found him some links on OfferUp. I literally built him a
That's
kit
great.
on OfferUp.
That's great.
Kit.
I was like, get a 5D Mark III,
Yeah.
get a little 50 millimeter. And the
I
thing
do the
cost him
exact same thing.
$450, and now
Mhm.
he's shooting some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Isn't it fun? Like you went on offer for them.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
found him the deals. I found him 3 cameras.
I did
Here,
the same thing. Here you go.
lowball these guys.
Yeah.
I'll help you out, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'll offer him 200.
I'll counter offer for you guys. Yeah. So. But yeah, man, it's what a time to be alive. Huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm glad. And I'm glad you're like that, man. I'm glad that you have that mentality, because you could have been a whole totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
But like I grew up watching you, how you grew up, it was like, oh, he respectfully, like, oh, he has everything. And your dad was able to provide so much for you guys, but you don't act like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You grew up the way your dad shared love, you share that love with everybody else. And I'm super grateful that you're like that, because you could have been a whole totally different person. So I don't think you'll be an asshole once you hit $1 million. Dude.
Nah, definitely not. I mean, he showed us how to work hard. He showed
Yeah.
us how to be
Fun.
fun, cool,
Yeah.
good people to people,
Yeah.
host people.
Yeah.
There's not everyone's perfect, so we saw all sides.
Right.
But,
Shout out to Dad
you know,
Gonzalez and
he-
Mama Gonzalez too.
They
man.
they always shared love to us, and
Yeah.
then it's just been a crazy journey. And actually, my dad's other last name is Gutierrez.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Gutierrez.
so-
My last name is
Yeah,
Gutierrez.
my dad's
Nice.
Gonzalez Gutierrez.
Yeah.
That's my grandma's last name. So
Sick.
anyone with those last names, I kind of have a heart for, you know.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's the origin story, man. It's almost 20 years this year on my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, October 9th.
Wow.
Dang, dude.
Congrats, bro.
Mhm.
Keep it up, man.
Still
It
love
keeps
it.
you young.
It does.
Yeah,
it
you look
does.
super young.
Yeah, and then I imparted obviously with Zoe, my kid, and he's already telling us like how to pose with this little camera. He's like, "Hey,
That's
you go over there.
fine.
Like you over
Oh,
there.
that's cute.
You sit down there. All right, cool."
Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg, the
Yeah.
next.
I showed him how to self timer, and so he was like, he put the self timer and it just ran.
That's
Oh, that's
And
cute.
We were just like
Yeah.
doing stuff. I was like,
That's
"Dang,
fun.
dude,
Dang.
he catches everything right now." So it's fun. It's fun to share the skill set to the next
Mhm.
gen, and even recording.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
All right, let's end it with this. This is one question that I had, I think, like on the second pod. What's a movie film that you recommend someone that's getting into the filmmaking industry and all that? What's a movie that inspires you in your craft?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should check out the Grand Budapest. I don't know if you guys ever
Oh,
seen
Grand
it.
Budapest.
The symmetry between that film is crazy. Like I know I'm a filmmaker, but I'm not like a big movie head. But when I saw that film, I was just like, bro, I want my music videos to be like this. I want my shots to be like this. Like, it just feels like symmetry. It just feels right. It just feels cozy and shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's a great one.
Yeah.
I think for me,
There's so many, bro.
there's so many because
Yeah, I
we've lived
understand.
a life.
Yeah.
We've lived a life,
Yeah.
man. I think one of my favorite ones has to be like a futuristic one because I like just modern, sleek. I think Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Because when they go to Camino
Yeah.
where they do the clones.
Uh-huh.
I was always fascinated with that style. Like obviously Andor's like that style, right?
Yeah.
Like very
Andor,
very
yeah.
clean,
I hear
minimal.
very good things about it.
Yeah. You should watch it.
I know.
I think that one, any of the Star Wars ones, but Attack of the Clones, Camino, when they developed Jango Fett, like
Yeah.
that's
George Lucas.
Yeah, George Lucas, the GOAT.
The creator of Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creator of Photoshop. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I think any of those have a lot of like creative inputs. We always were fascinated with the lightsaber scenes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you see that? Is that where you got it from? The Disney Plus thing where they talk about something light? It's like they talk about the beginning of Star Wars, how
Yes.
they started it.
Yeah,
Have you
so-
seen that?
No.
Oh, it's very inspiring. man.
Yeah, the VFX was George Lucas created a software.
Oh
because of
the teams. He created
Yeah.
the software to
Yeah.
develop that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it became Photoshop after that.
Which is nuts because it's crazy. Like they found the problem or they found the lack
Yeah.
of resources and they developed it. They're like, let's just make it.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's make what we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
One day we'll get there.
One day. For me, again, there's like so many movies. I know there's so many people out there that just like, oh, this cinematics of this movie. Mine is not cinematically like crazy or anything, but mine has always been Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's a fire.
I-
That's a
yeah.
fire.
The
movie.
storytelling, the love, the tragic, it has everything, the inspiration. And he was just living life. He wasn't trying to live life for anybody else. He was just doing his thing. And then that last scene where he sees his son and he's asking if he's the
that's
same.
his, yeah.
Or no, if he's the same as he is. You know what I mean? Is he like me? You know what I mean? And he starts, dude, like the whole movie. Like I can watch
Dude,
it from
I
the
don't
beginning.
remember
to
that part, but I remember just so many crazy scenes. You're like, dude, how's this guy everywhere?
Yeah,
You know?
everywhere. Football player,
The
business. Yeah, his friend dies. That girl doesn't give him a chance until the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he's just a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the Notebook kind of guy, huh?
I don't like the
Yeah.
Notebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The Notebook kind of guy. Oh
rom-com.
yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Notebook?
I watch any genre, man. Any
That's
genre.
true. That's true.
Yeah. Any genre. I'm good.
Okay, now I remember which one, like newer movies that I'm into, try to emulate some of my music videos with is the John Wick movies.
Oh.
Anything in the John Wick,
Yeah.
style wise, shot wise, I try to like.
Here's the
pull from
thing.
there.
We all know John Wick should have died. Movie 2 or whatever.
Two for sure.
Yeah, but I keep watching them, man. I just enjoy them.
They're just too good.
They're so good, man.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't watched any John
No,
Wicks?
I haven't watched
No,
it.
any? It's gonna change your world.
The third
No.
one is
So-
beautiful.
Yeah.
They shot it like super sick.
So I didn't watch John Wick until the third one was about to come out, right? So I watched the first one and I was like, "Holy crap, this is so good." I watched the second one the same week, right? And again that same week, the third one's about to come out. It's the first time ever that I've shot a wedding, and after the wedding at 11 p.m.,
You
I
watched the
went to
movies?
go watch what John Wick 3.
Really? All right, I gotta start. I gotta
I
watch
was
it.
Yeah, bro.
tired, but dude, I was pumped, man.
Bro, the shot from up top,
Favorite shot.
All right,
you gotta watch it.
I've seen one scene where he's like diving in the pool, like in the summer, like he's underwater or something like that. Is that John Wick?
And then they shoot down the pool. Is that part of that one?
I don't
No,
know.
no. That's
Wait.
That's
Mission Impossible?
yeah, that's Damon. When
No,
he's like,
but you need to
Don't
watch John
disrespect
Wick.
Baba Yaga.
I'm
bro.
so
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
watched
That's
it.
cool, man.
The homework.
Where can people find you at?
Oh yeah,
Like, shout out your stuff,
Yeah.
Connected Spaces, everything.
yeah. Connected Space is my company, but my director name is Kitty Nine Guns. You know, as far as right now, still thinking about it. But
Still young.
So yeah.
yeah, still young. So it's Kitty Nine Guns all spelled out together
On Instagram.
on Instagram. Yeah.
Cool, bro.
That's cool.
This was great.
That was
That's
great,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
Thanks
we
for
can do it
having me.
again. We'll probably have a whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Podcast later.
A whole
Yeah,
movie.
exactly. We just throw the movie and then just
Almost.
react to movies. Dang.
No, we'll talk about our favorite movies and
React to
whatever.
it,
But
best
Hey,
scenes.
Jurassic Park, Lost World. That one was sick.
yeah,
All of them, bro.
all of them.
You gonna watch the new one?
I hear you got to turn off your brain.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So when they tell me that, I am
No
prepared.
expectations.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that.
It's fun. Turn off your brain. Don't think about it too much. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, bro.
Peace. Peace.
Peace.
Good stuff, Leo.
They weren't recording.
Hey, imagine. We're just yapping.